who never says anything, so I don't know if anybody's watching. And of course, we got Twitch. Welcome to it, everybody. Welcome to your weekly dose of sea power. So we are continuing the calculus of conflict campaign. Something very interesting happens at mission 4 that I did not know about this. The campaign splits into two halves where you dedicate yourself to either the NATO side or the Cold War Soviet Union side. And we're going to pick, of course, the NATO side. That's what we do here. And this happens with this message here that you see over there called Bargaining Chips. Choose your hand. Congratulations on making it to breaking point of calculus of conflict. The campaign has a branched path here. You can choose to complete either NATO or Soviet side and move on to the next mission. Take your pick. That's what we're going to do. And there's also a little campaign update here, a little flavor text, if you will, from the Director of Central Intelligence, Washington, D.C., to President, Vice President, Chiefs of Staff, everybody in between, from William J. Casey, saying that the stunning array of indicators regarding recent Soviet aggression between the Norwegian Sea and the Bering Strait, the last three missions that we've done, seem to be linked to an individual SAG commander who overreached his authority. So this could come down to one person making a serious miscalculation and engaging NATO in warfare in some limited skirmishes. It's not full-blown warfare yet, although ships have been sunk for sure. The engagement in the Bering Sea initially bolstered the Soviet hopes for a swift gain of territories, weakening in particular our early warning capabilities. We should maintain careful watch on the isolated radar stations, particularly in the Northern Pacific. That's where this next mission is going to take place, is in and around the Aleutian Island chain that is southwest of Alaska. However, the loss of the ballistic missile submarine, which we sank in the last episode, as it approached the Sosas Berry, has caused a significant incriminations within the Soviet strategic rocket forces. Yeah, you go around sinking their ballistic missile submarines. This goes from being a simple miscalculation and skirmish to full-blown war. You take away a big chunk of their strategic missile defense, and that's going to be a problem. The shock of a significant loss has increased the Soviets' desire to keep the conflict isolated and looks like pushing them towards a realistic negotiations. So there could be some negotiations on the horizon, depending on what we do today. So bargaining chips. This is our choice. We're going to go with this one. It is June 2nd, 1988. With neither side having an advantage, the Soviets look for leverage by attempting to invade Attu Island in the Aleutians and I am to take charge of Task Force 75.3 and defend U.S. territory from the Soviet invasion fleet. So very, very cool campaign so far. Very much in line with what the tensions of the Cold War felt like. And so I'm really impressed with both the format of the messaging, which is on point, and the scale of how one mistake around mission 1 snowballs quickly into what could be World War III. All right, so this situation for today is USSR forces are en route to Attu Island, attempting to seize the island. Ooh, that's really loud. Sorry. Let me turn that down. Yeah. Sorry about that. While forces were observing getting underway from Kamchatka, including Task Force Vostok, inclement weather has driven off all ISR flights. Oh, good. So we may have an ISR advantage unless it took ours away as well. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Everybody's got no eyes in the sky for the moment. Elements of Task Force 75.3 have been rushed north to aid in the defense. From Carrier Air Wing 1-1 have surge deployed to Casco Airfield. Okay, mission. Destroy all amphib ships en route to Attu Island. Destroy all remaining forces able. So something that I don't see right away, and maybe it'll be added later on, is there's usually a line of, if they cross this line, your rules of engagement are X. And so maybe that line's already been crossed because it just says sink them. I mean, if we're trying to get to negotiations and we're trying to not escalate, it wouldn't be a free-for-all from the American side. Okay. MCON policy is at your discretion. Recommend full MCON until P3 checks in to establish surface picture. So Our eye in the sky is going to be our P3 Orion Mad Fox with his little surface search radar. Enemy order of battle will be a Slava, Sovereignty, Cresta, at least one Victor submarine. The invasion force, so a second fleet, will be protected by a Sovereignty, a Cresta, and a Kara. Cresta and Kara are both very strong air defense cruisers. Kara being the larger one. And then 2 amphib forces. Number of ships in each force is unknown. So multiple forces in the invasion fleet, I guess. Unless that literally means 2 ships, which I doubt. You would not invade the United States with 2 landing craft ships. You would bring everything. Okay, friendly fire. I'm sorry, friendly order of battle. There should be no friendly. It is Wednesday. You may never know. Yeah. Okay, we have USS Texas. Okay, that's one of our nuclear-powered cruisers that we used to have. We don't have those anymore. But they were an experiment in nuclear-powered surface warfare, large surface combatant, that the Navy decided to move away from, go back to gas turbines, like what we have on the Ticonderoga class and the Arleigh class. Okay, USS Warden is an old-school conventionally powered cruiser. We have the Callahan destroyer, Copeland as a frigate, CVW detachment. So we're going to have some planes. The P3. Oh, we're going to have some F-14s. Do we have the actual carrier? Maybe we do. Okay, maybe we just have some planes from the carrier. That's kind of what it seems to be. Okay, intel assessment. Medium confidence USSR attack submarines will be escorting. Yeah, you damn right they are going to be. Okay. Assigned the high confidence USSR aircraft will be in support of the invasion force. So there's going to be enemy aircraft, enemy submarines. So just looking at this picture, take a look at the map before we even begin. What would you do to protect Task Force 75.3? What would you do? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a sonar barrier of sonar buoys looking for or establishing a line north to south, protecting my fleet from anybody transiting east-west. And that doesn't have to be a dense buoy field, just a sprinkling of some buoys. We also have an Air Force base, so we can presumably land our aircraft for the first time in this campaign and rearm them and reuse them for a second attack. That would be nice to finally have that. Well, I guess we did have carrier in one mission, but an AFB is kind of nice to have. All right, so we're going to have some F-14s. F-14s have great radar, by the way. We don't need to just depend on this P3. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Let's get started. Let's get it started. Okay, let's bring up the map. Zoom it in. Zoom. Okay, bargaining chips. The Soviets are attempting to invade Attu Island of the Aleutians. Command USS Force is in the area. Fight off the attack. Okay. Yep. Just repeating the orders. Got it. Let's take a look at our airfield first. I want to see what we have. So far, we don't have anybody. Okay, here we go. We do have people. All right, let's get the P3 in the air. Yep, I want 2 long-range F-14s. The A7's a very fast reconnaissance. Well, can do more than that and do strike. Yeah, do all this stuff here. We'll keep them on the ground for now. All right, let's take a look at our ships. We have no submarines. That's a shame. Okay, all of our radars are off. Sonars are off. Copeland. These are a pair. No. That's not a Perry. That's a Perry. Yeah, Copeland is a Perry. So we got Callahan. Oh, look at that. She's pretty. Okay, cool. Let's get a couple boys up in the air here. We are going to take off. Hoser. Take off, man. There we go. Get some helicopters, ASW helicopters up. Get Copeland's ASW air asset up. I don't think 2 helicopters makes an air wing. All right, we're going to start operating. Let's open them doors. What are we doing? Did we not get the order? Let's give the order again. Launch. There it goes. There we go. Yeah, open up the garage door there. See, he's already getting started. You're behind, Copeland. You're letting us down. All right, what do we got here? We have a single aircraft, 422 knots, 30,000 feet. Could be commercial airline. Who knows? Not me. I don't know. Let's take a look at the airfield here. Oh, yeah, they're taking off. Here they come, boys. Go get them. This is wingman right there. What's he waiting on? What you waiting on? You got to release the brakes, man. I know. I've been here before. I flew DCS. I get it. There you go. Man. You're tearing up the airfield. Air Force boys going to be mad. He's using his afterburner. That's not good. That's not good for the tarmac. Okay, aircraft check-in. We got Mad Fox saying blah, blah, blah. He's good for 4 hours plus 30. 4 bruisers. Oh, he's got some anti-ship missiles. That's very nice. That's what we're talking about. Okay, let's get you up here where you belong. His sensors are active. Okay. All right, let's get some sonar buoys out here. We've got some very deep water out to, well, all the way around us. Everything's deep water. That means there's a layer. That means there's a submarine hiding under it. And we're going to find them. And we're going to sink them. Where's my helicopter at? Whoa. Heavy seas. There we go. Let's get him up ahead here. All right, victory flight. Let's get your rear end up to 20,000 feet. Oh my God, they're close. Holy smokes. Oh, let's get some ranging tools out here. Oh man. Okay, let us turn around. Are you kidding me? Wow.
Turn to course 075. Hell my.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Let's make sure everybody's turning. In these seas, you're going to want some speed. So let's get up to a head full.
Head full. Maneuvering eye.
Okay, the big ship's turning fine. It's these little ships. These guys are going to have some struggle. The struggle is real. Weather is terrible. ASW conditions are going to suck. Yeah, not going to be good. Good evening, everybody. Just catching up on chat here. Glad everybody could take us. Yeah, we had a late start today. If you saw yesterday's stream, you would have had a heads up on that. We let everybody know yesterday we were starting late today, later than normal. Okay. What do I want to do? I don't even know. We definitely want the sonar buoys below the layer. There's so much noise above the layer, the sonar range is going to be terrible. So any submarine worth his salt is going to be below the layer for his own preservation. All right, so we have really good contact on everybody. You know what we're going to do is most of their surface-to-air missiles around longest range is around 60 nautical miles. So we'll put 60 nautical miles around this gentleman here. We're going to keep our aircraft out of that range.
On station.
Yeah, so this is why we're moving away.
Buoy away.
Come on, man. Drop your buoy and turn around. This guy's actually within the missile range. There he is, finally. All right, he dropped the buoy. Now, come back.
Turn 106.
And you too. Where are you at? There you are. Sometimes it's really hard to select those helicopters.
05.
I expect the passive range of these buoys to be very short. I just want to make sure nobody's right on top of us, or if there is a torpedo in the water, it has to run by our buoy first. So we'll have a small...
Contacts detected.
All right, he's launching his helicopters as well. That's actually not that big a deal. We will take care of that. Oh, wow, what the fuck? Hold on. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Yep. Okay, so victory flight. Yeah, you're not violating that bubble, that's for sure. Let's get another flight up. P3. How many P3s do you have? Just one, right? Yeah, I'm going to get him up. I want to get a big sonar buoy field out and in the water here. And then what else will we'll do? We'll send up another flight of F-14s. Okay. There they are. Long range, air intercept.
On station.
We're going to need a lot of Phoenix missiles.
Surface. Contacts detected.
Come on, show me the loadout. Come on, game. Is it not going to show me the loadout? There it is. 4 Phoenixes. Yes. Okay, launch 2 of those. I want to start knocking out these helicopters.
Roger. Turn 241.
So I'll use the F-14s for long-range air search radar, and we'll use the surface search of the P3. Just keep these guys illuminated. There's only 5 contacts so far, so that's good. Let's drop a deep active sonar buoy right there. And a deep, I don't want to bracket my forces with active sonar buoys. I'd make the enemy make his job easier. He would just go, well, if there's one there and one there, they're probably in between the two. So I'm only going to drop one. All right, is he up in the air yet? Yeah, cool. Get out here.
Roger. Turn.
This is my sonar buoy bus. This guy
Contact detected.
is going to drop a ton of them. I'm going to make that line that I told you about.
On station. On station.
We'll do it intermittent so the sonar buoys are above and below the layer.
Roger. Turn 239.
There we go. There we go. These sonar buoys are actually very far apart, so it's not going to be they don't have overlapping fields. It's just going to be a fence. So space them out a little bit more evenly up to the north here.
New air. Contact detected.
All right, we're going to hide behind this line.
New
That's the plan.
air. Contact detected.
Okay, we're already at a head full, which is good for us. Let's move up this way.
Roger. Turn 026. Roger. Turn 002.
I'm going to link my sonar buoy field that's in the south with the one that I'm building from the north with the P3. All right, he's got a lot of helicopters. That's not surprising, especially the landing ships. Well, with landing ships, you would want to have a lot of helicopters. So, but these are each one of the Russian like destroyers and cruisers will have 2. Some of them have 3, like the larger ships. I don't know if we have a Kirov in this. I hope we don't. Looks like there's 6 total.
New air. Contact detected.
If they have now, what's this? Is he still doing? This guy's doing a patrol. This guy's hostile. This is not a commercial liner, and I'll tell you why. It's because he's doing a pattern. He's doing a racetrack up here. So racetrack was like this. Now it's like this. All right, so he might be doing some kind of wedge. We're going to go out and shoot him down. Let's get Victory Flight 3. Where are you at? Let's get you up to 20,000 feet. All right, let's take you to 37. This is going to be a long flight. Okay, Victory Flight 1. We're going to start plinking helicopters here. This ought to be fun.
Engage track 7-1-2-5.
So transiting our surface action group up to the northeast, closing range, getting behind our air cover that's coming out of A2. A2. Let's get our A6s ready. We're going to start conducting anti-ship strikes on these knuckleheads. Okay, I'm loading anti-radiation or anti-radar missiles on the A7s. They'll hopefully knock out a couple radars before the harpoons hit their target.
On station. Air search on. Radar eye. Weapon air, bad track type.
Okay.
Engaging track 7-1-2-5.
The first Phoenix missed. Not surprising with a helicopter.
Fox 3.
This is Victory 1 here. This is my air intercept guys.
New air contact detected.
All they have is medium range missiles now. They fired their last Phoenix. That's a very short pattern. He already turned around. Interesting. Okay, that's pretty tight. He might see my F-14s coming out to him, which would be why he turned back south, possibly. It won't be long before they get to him.
Multiple air contacts detected. On station.
All right, this is a Phoenix missile diving down on a helicopter, and he got him.
7-1-2-5 is toast.
Not bad.
Track 7-1-2-5 is classified. Hostile, heat buoy away. Roger, turn 3-2-1.
All right, he's out. Let's get our attack flights up. This is 1. Where's your wingman at? All right, they're still taking off. All right, let's see what you guys say. Any war crimes? Not yet. Nope. Captain Dutt, how you doing? Good to see you. He says, I'm sure you've been there, but this summer, me and the family are going to go see the USS Growler in New York. Awesome. Yeah, yeah. Any chance you get to go to one of those submarine museums, you should take advantage of it. I highly recommend the one in Groton. That is really good. Check the schedule. They're always doing something weird with the schedule there. Like they're not open on a Tuesday or something silly. So if you're only going to be there for a day, make sure the museum's open. They also have to do maintenance on that submarine So that's not always available. Sometimes it's just the building. So make sure that that's available too. Always check the schedule. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. Yeah. We got some high-speed people coming in here. Let's get Victory 3. What's his altitude? 39,000 feet. Yep. Let's Victory 3. There they are. I see them now. So we are going to take those knuckleheads out.
Roger. Turn 022.
I'm going to start alternating some active and passive sonar buoys up here. There we go.
Bandits.
All right, they're calling them bandits now. So those guys are closing on the fleet. Let's get Victory Flight 1 out of the
Roger.
kill box there.
083.
All right, is Joker Flight up yet? Let's make sure we got all 4 planes. You want to make sure all 4 planes are off the ground before you give them orders. I see 3. Where's number 4 at? Number 4, hello? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're all there. You guys come down to here.
Roger. Turn 232.
And where's your wingman at? Okay. As long as they're off the ground, you can tell them where to go.
Roger. Turn 235.
Let's give them a good altitude to transit at.
Altitude 1000.
All right, what kind of speeds are we talking here? 21 knots, 21. Those are in formation. This is 10 knots, 6 knots, 10 knots. That's interesting. This guy's doing his own thing. So probably, I've seen the helicopters come out of both of these. I believe they're all hostile. But, yeah, let's just hold off on that for now. What's your speed? Oh, come on, guys. Is it the sea state? Is that what's causing this? All right. Let's see if I can speed them up a little bit.
Ahead full. Maneuvering eye.
I'm going to bring the Copeland in a little bit. He's kind of out there on the wing. And I'm not comfortable. He's 10 miles away from the Texas. I don't like that. Bring him in a little bit.
Track 7161 is classified. Hostile helo. On station.
Okay. So I'm going to maneuver the fleet a little more to the north because they need to start closing range on the islands a little bit. And it'll also help the Copeland get into position a little bit faster. If I turn the center of the fleet towards him a little bit because he's closing in.
On station.
Okay. Who's on station?
Buoy away. On station.
I might be able to take a shot at that helicopter. I'm going to take it. So we do have at least 2 incoming high-speed aircraft. The reason why we don't have them right now from the west is they changed altitude from about 37,000 feet down to below 10. I assume sea level. So probably bombers. High-speed bombers coming in from the west. I'm expecting my F-14 radars to detect them when they get closer. We're going to check and make sure that those radars are active. Would the Soviets throw up those helos as radar pickets? They would only do that as a radar picket if they didn't have other means. That's not their first choice. And you're absolutely right. They would rather use a helicopter for ASW warfare than for radar picket. And they're all electronic warfare capable. That's a miss. That's a miss. Try again, comrade. Well, I guess the comrade did his job. He dodged it.
Weapon error. No track assigned.
Uh-oh. Thought I gave you guys 4 Phoenixes. What happened? Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yeah, what do you mean no track assigned?
Engage track.
Okay, that's better. Yeah. Do the thing I tell you to do. That's right. That was weird. All right, now we're going to manage our helicopters real quick. We finally got the P3 on station. He's bringing down that sonar boot field I told you about.
Roger. Turn.
So now I can turn my helicopters kind of inward a little bit, clear the area out ahead of us. In case a submarine started in front of my picket line, I want to know about it. Because we're driving at a full bell to the northeast. We want to clear that area.
Buoy away.
What's your altitude? 2,000 feet. That's fine.
Multiple air. Contacts detected.
All right, they're back. This could be another flight. Yeah. So we have 2 flights, 600 knots closing. This is a different flight entirely than the first one. All right, there's a missile diving down on a helicopter. Got him.
6-1. New air. Contact detected.
Take out the next one.
New air. Contact detected. Engaging track. Buoy away.
No. Okay, don't do that. Yeah, joining formation. That's good.
Ceasefire. Track.
You. Okay. All right, we're going to start knocking these guys out. Let's verify that they are hostile. 23, 23, 23. All right, these 3 are driving in formation. Calling them hostile now. This is the Vanguard. The Vanguard's actually the submarines. I don't know where those are at. So we're going to start with Diamond Flight. Needs to get to launch envelope altitude. 10,000 is perfect. He's shooting the HARM missile. HARM missile is only 45 miles, which is he's going to have to get a lot closer than he is now. I'm going to take out this lead ship here. So let's go with that one. Okay. These guys are down here at 200 feet. So we'll launch. The Seed missile is much faster than the Harpoon is. So we're going to launch Harpoons first. Then the Seed, then the oh my gosh, what's it called? Harm. The Harm missile will launch its second, but will reach the target first. Where's Victory Flight 3 at? You guys. Yeah. I don't want to get too close to these ships. That's why I'm keeping them where they're at. I just got to get this target in this red circle. That's the goal. So there's 3 things happening right now at the same time. Victory 3 flying west to engage the incoming bombers. There is an unknown bomber flight somewhere below me to the south. I don't see him. Victory 1 is running cap and maintaining air superiority or air... No, it's not superiority at all. He's illuminating 100 miles with his radar. That's how we're getting things like this helicopter right here. It's because of Victory 1, probably. Maybe Victory 3, but definitely Victory 1. The P3 Mad Fox providing anti-surface or surface search radar services for us. So that's the 3 things. To go along with the helicopters, we have the P3 running south. Second P3. He's just putting up a buoy field for us. So it looks like we're clear to transit north. This is good news. Let's start our attack. Joker's already within weapons range. Good Lord, why? I think they changed the menus on me. What's going on? Okay, pause the game for a second. I just want to look take a look at these menus here. It's all about spacing, weapons free. I want to shoot. Where's the orders at? That's sensor orders. They did update the game recently. Pattern, spacing. See, there's orders there. Oh, wow. So engage with. Yeah, these. So I could do it that way. Why can't I do it from flight? Pardon me while I figure out the navigate, sensor orders, control, follow the leader. So if the leader does something, the rest of the flight should do it too. That's a different way of doing it than before. It's fine though. It's fine. So I'll select flight lead. I'll tell him to engage with everything, fire everything, and slam my fist on the deck like a proper naval commander and shoot that guy. And we'll watch the attack. We'll unpause. Everybody should launch. Yeah, get some. Yeah, swarm. Okay. That's what we're doing. Now we're about to see a bunch of fire control radars light off, and we'll know who's who in the zoo. Or it is. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Everybody's like, oh, here comes. We shooting now, you know. Oh my God, it's almost as if I did this before. Let's do, there it is. Let's do a salvo of how many? We only have 4. So I'll say salvo of 8, even though you don't have that many. All right, take out his radar, blind this guy. How many did you bring? 2. Okay, good. They were just outside weapons range. They're not shooting at my... they might be, actually. Victory Flight 3 might be in trouble. Who's this? Oh, crap. This is a missile. Okay, so we got missiles coming in. At that range, it's got to be an anti-ship missile. So we might light off our radars now for our ships. Apparently, we've been detected enough to be attacked. And do you know how that might have happened? Is a submarine may hear us via some kind of sound channel, long range deep water detection, radio our position to, back to base, and they just launch missiles based on that information, bearing only attack, and let the missile do the work. That's probably what that is right there. I don't know why he's not doing it, but I'm going to do it.
Engage track 7033. Salvo fire.
I meant the entire diamond flight to engage at the same time. So,
New air contact detected.
not sure why they didn't do that. Victory Flight 3. Break you apart. Come on, open up.
Engaging track 7176. Fox 3.
All right, we're going to start knocking down bombers here. They're just inside weapons range.
Engaging track 7174.
I've got one weapon on a helicopter. Second weapon's going after the incoming flight. Is this the one that's going 1,000 miles an hour? Yeah, this might be a missile.
Same launch.
Yep. It's because this guy's doing a wild weasel mission on a warship. He's almost within range.
703. Splash track 7176. Track 7176 is classified. Hostile helo.
Diamond. Gonna break this flight up. After he shoots, I got to get him the hell out of there.
Same launch.
Uh-oh. Ugh. Oh, he missed again. Thank goodness.
Whip it away.
Come on, both of them. There you go.
Roger.
Get the hell out of there.
073.
Come on. There we go.
Roger. Buster. Kill track 7. Bandits. Roger. Buster.
All right, helicopter's dead. That was a bomber. Oh, wow. Interesting.
Air.
Helicopter's not dead.
Whip
All
it
right,
away.
this is the second flight.
Same launch. Same
Oh,
launch.
does he live? I don't know. Turn around.
Roger. Turn 076. Roger. Buster.
All right, so we got some anti-radiation missiles coming in on these warships. Now he got shot down. We lost one of the two guys. Wow, this is not in time compression. That's a really fast-firing gun. All right, so we hit some radars. Here comes the second wave of anti-radar missiles. Try and damage them a little bit. Maybe set something on fire. Yeah, something's burning. What is that gun? That's pretty awesome. Look how fast that thing's shooting. All right, cool. All right. While that's distracting the hell out of them, here's the real attack. You got smoke on the horizon. That's the target. We'll come back to this in just a second. Got to give some orders here. Once again, how many weapons you got left? None. Ugh, we're running through our Phoenixes pretty darn fast here.
Engaging track 7177.
Let's get back to this missile attack. So we've got about 16 harpoons coming in on this chuckle face. Oh crap.
7033.
Yeah, he's still shooting. Oh, he's shooting at the missiles that overshot the target. I really want to know what gun that is. It sounds like the 100mm. So, we'll see. This guy missed his first target and redesignated the second target on his own. Pretty low probability here, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. Anytime you get one missile by itself, it's an easy target. All right, boys. All right, the air boys did their job. They're going back home to reload. We lost one in the process. Crest 2's dead. What gun was that? Let me see if I can see the gun here. Oh, was it one of these? Yeah, there was one of these wing guns. I think it was just chucking some rounds downrange. It's pretty good. All right, one down, 5 to go. Oh, the radar, he turned around. He launched his missiles. Ah. All right, so we do have incoming. Let's go. Let's just light them up. There's anti-ship missiles on the way. We're not going to screw around anymore. We'll light up the M spectrum like it's Christmas. And then just real quick, we're going to slow down and do a very thorough active sonar search at ahead 1/3. Mark the time.
Multiple air contacts detected.
All right, so Victory 3 is doing a good job. We got to get another relief air wing up before these guys start landing and taking up airspace on the runway. Yeah, right there. Okay. Here comes another flight of bombers. Holy crap. All right, because we lit up our radars, every anti-ship missile that fleet has, we're within range of. The Russians have very long anti-ship cruise missiles. Looks like we missed that bomber. All right, Victory Flight 3. I don't like them being that close. Let's keep pressing this way. Because right here. Yeah, we're well within weapons range. We could easily get shot down here. How much fuel do they have left? Okay, quite a bit. All right, sonar barrier search is up. I'm going to go ahead and refuel our aircraft since we have a moment.
Roger, RTB.
And we're slow. It's a good speed to be doing air ops. And somewhere between the blue team and the red team is a bunch of anti-ship missiles, I think. I've seen every indication that there's going to be an attack, so I expect one. All right, let's answer some questions here. Tu-95. A Tu-95 RT is a radar plane right here. I've got his race truck pattern marked. What was the contact detected? Let me bring up the... Oh, yeah, they're just confirming that I'm hostile here. These guys might be shooting at our Victory flight to the north. They might have lit off some kind of radar. So that's the goal. We got to sink those ships. We have these ships to sink those ships. We're going to need our air wing again, a second flight, to start knocking these guys down. So this is a very large ship here. This could be, if he's off by himself, probably a Slava. What's the range here? Why is he by himself? "20 nautical miles. I don't know why you'd put a Slava on a picket. He's either a picket ship or he's by himself. And that kind of doesn't make sense. Also, somebody right here is launching aircraft. Yeah. Somewhere on that black line is a ship we don't see yet. We have 2 Phoenix missiles remaining. Might as well go ahead and start using them. I'm trying to shoot down these bombers before they light off their missiles. Each bomber carries 4 anti-ship missiles. So taking out the bomber takes out 4 missiles if you get them before they launch. But their launch point is very close to where they are now. And especially since we lit off our radars. Let me move this back forward. I need to... give me that. SAN-6 range is about 60... I think it's 60 nautical miles. So I want to make sure my P3 stays outside that circle. I don't want P3 here getting shot down. Oh, here we go. Victory Flight 5 is up. Let's get you guys up to 20,000 feet. And up here. Those guys are landing. He's landing. He's patrolling. Okay, let's go ahead and start laying down some active sonar buoys here.
New air contact detected.
New air contact. Okay, wow. I think we got it. Man, we might have a lot more ships than we see. No, that would actually make sense. Oh my God, what's going on? Why? Why are you so close to this dude? All right, let's pause because I don't know what's going on here with my flight. You guys have orders.
Air search on. Radar eye.
What's their range? They're at 39,000 feet.
Bandits.
Okay, something's going on. I'm selecting this guy and nothing's happening. Yeah, I think they just launched. This is these are fighters. Those are those high-speed interceptors. This is the fight I was trying to avoid, but for some reason they didn't shoot their long-range weapons. They might be within medium range now. No, not quite. Oh yeah, no, that's got to be the Phoenix. All right, they're turning around for some reason. These guys can outrun most, well, I don't want to say missiles, but if they have enough of a head start, they'll outrun it.
Roger. Turn.
They're here to protect the bombers. I believe that's a bomber right there. So I want to try and focus on the bombers for right now.
Engaging track 7-1. Fox 3. Multiple air contacts detected. Engaging track 7.
All right, so I'm splitting up our F-14s. I'm shooting this AIM-7 missile at that MiG. The MiG can outrun it if he continues west. I want him to continue west so that I can push west, shoot down that radar plane. That's the goal. So this missile that we're watching right here may never reach its target, because this guy here, the target, is much... Well, he's not faster, but he's got a head start, which means he'll outrun it. But check out where the radar plane is now. I can shoot him down with the next Phoenix missile after this one. This one's going after a bomber, I think. I'm guessing this is a bomber. We'll know after we hit it. It's either a bomber or it's Wednesday. Okay, looks like we missed. Oh, wow, that missile caught up to the MiG. I'm surprised. Apparently the MiG wasn't that fast after all. I'm going to disband formation. If it lets me do it. There it is. How many missiles we got left? Ah, none. That stinks.
Roger. Turn 2. Sit. Roger. Turn 2. 5.
All right, we're down to medium range missiles now.
New air. Fox 1.
This guy doesn't have a lot of fuel left. We're just trying to push closer and closer to the Tu-95. We've used all our Phoenixes getting this far. Victory Flight 1. Where's Flight 5? Okay, Victory Flight 5 is coming out to relieve Victory Flight 1. I'm going to push Victory 3 west and engage the Tu-95 next. Okay, there it is, Slava. Yeah, so for some reason they have Slava on a pickup position. That would make sense. It's in the threat of where they believe the axis of the threat axis is probably. And there's probably another ship behind the Slava I don't see. I think there's a ship right here.
719 bandits on station.
All right, that MiG is shot down. Excellent. Let's keep pushing.
Away. Engaging track 71. Roger. Turn 277.
Make sure he has his radar on. He does. The Slav is trying to get within range to shoot down our helicopters, I think. He's nowhere near our...
Roger. Turn 142.
What we could do now... Oh, we could do that. It's... How many harpoons do we have here? We have, what, 4? Oh, we have 8. That's pretty good. Callahan has 8 as well. We can sink the Slava. Yeah, let's do it.
New air. Contact detected.
I might lose contact. I doubt it, though. If we lose contact, we're not going to be able to shoot.
Roger. Go to altitude 6000.
So what the plan is I have 2 ships that are at maximum harpoon range to the Slava. One is actually a little bit outside that. I'm going to let the Slava catch up to us a little bit, and we're going to shoot him with 2 ships. The Copeland and the Callahan are going to unload all of their harpoons into the Slava. The Slava is a serious threat. All right, that's going out after that MiG-3, the MiG-25 rather, is turned back around.
New air. Contact detected.
Gonna win this air war.
Buoy away.
Let's go and designate him hostile. We'll watch the missile engagement. And we'll read some chat. Hey, how's it going, Snake? Good to see you, Chief Engineer. Great to see you guys. Template, good to see you, sir. There's the target to your right. Uh-oh. Yep, he got away with one there. Oh, crap.
Vampire.
Yeah, it's his turn to shoot. His turn to shoot.
Roger. RTB.
Oh, no.
Track 720.
Are you out of...
Salvo.
Yeah, you need to turn in, like...
Chaff out.
You're being engaged, sir. All right, we'll watch that in just a second. I'm hoping to get this radar plane here. This will be a huge victory if we get this.
New air. Contact detected.
There he is. Oh, it looks good. Yeah.
Splash.
Nice. Bye-bye.
1. Roger. RTB. Fox 2.
There's a Sidewinder on this dude.
Missile launch.
Yeah, I may lose this plane, but I'm going to try and take this guy with me. Got 2 Sidewinders out on him.
New surface contact.
Is he going to dodge a Sidewinder? That's pretty good.
Kill track.
Nope. Okay.
720.
Yeah. Okay. RTB right now before you run out of gas. He's got like no fuel. All right, cool.
Air. Contact detected.
Let's send Victory Flight 1. Let's relieve them.
Away.
Navigate RTB. Trying to figure out where the new orders are. There they are. Okay, hold on a second. Why don't you have... You. Go home.
New air. Contact detected.
Navigate. Sensor orders.
On station.
Where's the... They've hid the orders menu for some reason. I'll find it. I'll just have to relearn the interface. That's what this is. I'm not used to this.
Roger. RTB.
Same with you. Take your wingman with you.
RTB.
All right, Victory Flight 5. Let's make sure he's got his radar up.
MCON.
Should-
Secure all emitters. Air search on.
There we go. That's what I meant to do.
Radar high.
And he should be at 20,000. He is. Excellent. All right, so we basically just replaced our radar planes. You don't normally use the F-14 for this, but it's what I got, so it's what I'm using. Okay, everybody is good.
Turn to course. 3, 4, 1.
We're getting ready to attack the Slava. Let's get him down, since we have a few extra moments here,
Roger. Go
to 300 feet.
3, 0, 0. On station. Vampire. Bearing.
Where? All right, let me find this incoming missile they just called out. Ah, fuck. Okay. Well, I didn't get him before he shot off. That's too bad. This is the guy most concerned about being in within range, so let's do that. Engage. Salvo of 8 on him.
Engaging track 7, 0, 3, 5. Salvo fire.
I don't know if he's within weapons range. That's the question.
Ahead 2/3. Maneuvering aye.
Yeah, he's not.
Bulldog away. Track
There he goes. Okay.
7, 0, 3, 5. Engage track 7, 0.
See, he can fire right away because he was within range.
Salvo fire. Bulldog away.
Finally.
Track 7, 0, 3, 5. Engaging track 7, 0, 3, 5.
This guy has 4. He should drop all 4 missiles.
Track 7, 0, 3, 5.
Is he not shooting?
Bulldog away. Track 7, 0, 3.
This delay is going to cause a gap in our missiles. I thought of all the people ready to shoot, the airplane would be the most ready.
Track 7.
There it goes.
Whip it away.
Not perfect, but close.
Vampire.
All right, get your rear end back up to 20,000 feet.
Roger. Go to altitude 2, 0, 0. Roger. Turn 0, 8, 9.
All right, so now that our attack is done rather,
Bulldog away.
let's get up to ahead
0, 3.
2/3.
Maneuvering aye.
Try and give speed orders here. Come on, speed to 2/3.
2/3. Maneuvering
In this sea state, I'm gonna do ahead standard.
ahead. Birds away. Track 7, 2, 2, 7.
All right, so we already got missiles going out on this. This is an anti-ship missile here, SN-12 Sandbox. Very large missile, supersonic. He's doing 1,300 knots right now at an altitude of about 2,000 feet. He'll go sea skimming. This is a very advanced missile for its time.
Bulldog away. Track
When I was active duty, I was always very impressed with the level of technology they had in their missiles.
bearing.
They being the Soviets.
Birds away. Track
It looks like there's not too much of a gap, so it's not too bad. I'm going to take this opportunity that I have between missile attacks to take out these helicopters. Just got to keep plinking away at the helicopters. They got a ton of them.
7, 2, 2.
Single shot on you.
Engage track
Just keep knocking them out one at a time.
9.
I'm convinced there's another ship down here. We just haven't seen him yet. All right, that missile that you just saw there, that's going after that helicopter. We just shot down the second of 2 sandbox missiles. This guy's doing what's called a piecemeal attack. This is the worst kind of attack you can do. You need to do what's called overmatch on any naval target. He's not doing that. Now he's doing a much better attack. So he launched 2 missiles for some reason. We shot both those down. He's got 16. The rule of thumb, if it's a destroyer, modern destroyer, air defense destroyer, and it's by itself, you want to shoot 4 harpoons at it, 4 subsonic missiles. His are supersonic. He could get away with maybe 3, but 4 is still the rule of thumb. Anything larger than that, or if you have a group, which you normally will have more than one ship, you're not going to see a ship by itself typically, unless it's transiting for some weird reason. You're going to want a minimum of 6 on a modern destroyer. Modern cruisers, 8. Just keep adding to it, and if they're together, you want to add those together. So 2 destroyers, 12 missiles. He's now shooting between 8 and 14 at me. I'm not sure exactly how many. SSN-12s. He also has some air defense missiles up. We got the helicopter. So I'm going to take this. Yep, take out the next helo. Let's make sure we get this missile shot down here. This missile's flying over the top of our incoming harpoon attack right now. Okay, and we got him. All right, now it's our turn to shoot. So what I tried to do with the air asset was have a different set of 4 harpoons come in and hit the target at approximately the same time as the initial attack or primary attack, but from a different bearing. So the target has to defend 2 different axes at the same time. He's got a limited number of close-in weapon systems. He still has a lot of them, but he's got a limited. They're not, they're not infinite. I think one got through. Hold on. Yeah, he's locked onto our ship now. The ship's trying to defend itself from this incoming. At least 2. Yeah, there's at least 2 SN-12s. If one hits this ship, it's a bad time. It would be nice if of the incoming of 2, if they split targets. But if they both choose the same target, that could be a problem. Okay, I think we just got him. Was there an explosion on the horizon? I see 3 explosions. Okay. I think we did it. Okay, we defended. Yeah, he's just shooting whatever he's got left now. Can't be much. I didn't count how many that was. These could be surface air defense missiles. No, those are sandbox. So he did, man. Yeah, this is the worst kind of attack you can do. Do not do this. He should have launched all 16 of those. He probably knew that there was 4 American ships in a formation. You throw everything you have at that at once. You do not do 2 and then 8 and then 4. I don't know what he's thinking. This is making my job easy.
Birds away, track 7240.
All right, we're getting ballistic fire now. I'm going to get back to shooting down the helicopters in a second. We got to see how we fare here. The Slava has great missile defense. The Slava class. You can see it's 30 millimeter kicking off there. That's the short range SA-4s. They got a harpoon. That's a harpoon crashing right there. All right, this one's doing a pop-up maneuver. We should start seeing hits here. Yep, there's one hit. Oof, we're in a cloud. Sorry for the flashbang. Good hit. This is from the air asset. A little bit different bearing, so we had to go between the 2. Man, we got him right on in the bridge. Everybody on the bridge is gone. See these large launchers right here? Those are the sandbox missiles. All right, looks like he did get one out on us. There's 2 remaining. There he is. Okay, that's it for him.
Birds away, track 7247.
Just got to stay on top of these helicopters as best we can.
Vampire, bearing.
Fleet's still in full defense mode right now.
Track 7235. Hit track.
What are we hitting?
035.
I don't know why he's still shooting the Slava. The Slava's sunk. What's going on? Yeah, our commander's a little overzealous here. Not sure what that was about. Very odd. All right, here's our loitering P3. He's just looking for the submarines around our area. Let's lay down another buoy field here.
Hit track 7035. We'll go.
Let's put another line down.
Hit track 703.
For some reason, there was a delay in that BDA.
7235 is classified.
All right, getting the Slava off the chessboard is a big win. Also, getting the radar plane down is really important. Where's our other P3 at? Here's Mad Fox. He's back up to 20. He's basically our AWACS, but for surface contacts.
Roger.
Yeah.
Turn 3.
All right, we can shift the threat circle to there. Victory Flight 3. I don't know what kind of weapons this platform has, but apparently it's not 40 nautical miles. Because that our plane's at 38 and he's not shooting them. So we'll reset air threat range to 40 nautical miles. I'm assuming that the Kara. Never mind, the Kara's got long range missiles for sure. Let me bring this up for you. This is a big ship. Yep. And the SAN-3. It's 30 nautical mile range. SAN-4 is only 8. So new threat range for the airplanes anyway, 30 nautical miles. The purpose of the Kara is to defend the fleet. Think of the Kara as the Soviet era version. I don't even want to say Ticonderoga, but it's an air defense cruiser is what it is. It's designed to shoot down airplanes and missiles and defend the ships around it out to 30 nautical miles. So we'll just reset this to 30. I'll shift this up here. I'm not surprised that we don't have any submarines, because even if there are submarines here, we probably don't see them in this sea state. Like, look how rough the seas are. Like, the noise is insane. And if you look over, where is it? This way? This way, right here. You can see that we have a ton of sonar buoys out doing their job. It's highly unlikely that there's a submarine, within all that blue noise that you see on the screen. But anywhere else,
New air contact detected.
another helicopter. All right. How many missiles do we have?
Air contact detected.
Got 4 and 1. There we go. Let's take him out.
Engaging track 725.
Peel this guy off. He'll shoot his last Phoenix at that one. So all the aircraft that were in that initial attack have landed. They're refueling and rearming right now. I'm going to send them back out again, and we're going to start hitting those landing ships. It's probably going to be another 10 to 15 minutes before we even get them back in the air. So it's a good time to take a break, get some coffee. You need it. Get a little snack. Because between now and then, all we're doing is searching for submarines and knocking out helicopters.
Air search on. Radar high. Fox 3.
There he goes. This will also be a good test of the range of this platform. I'm not sure what he is. If it's a Cresta 2, he'll shoot somewhere around this black line at our aircraft.
Buoy away.
Well, if he has an SA-3. Yeah, but which would probably be a Kara. I don't think they would bring 2 Karas out. They could. In this engagement, I would bring everybody, but mostly your submarines. Something that isn't well known is the Soviets had more submarines than we had during the Cold War by a lot, like more than twice as many. Ours were just quieter, so we didn't need as many. Ooh, he might shoot that missile down. This ought to be interesting. Our missile's flying right overhead. All I can do is watch the missile. I can't watch the ship because we don't have a classification on him. I would be surprised if they don't take a shot at him.
Buoy away.
But they didn't, so okay. That tells me that maybe he doesn't have very good radar. Maybe he never saw the missile. Like the helicopter sure did. He's running away. This guy's like, I'm out of here. Yeah. Very nice of them to keep the Slava all by itself. I know, right? I don't know why the Slava was by itself. That didn't make any sense. Uh-oh. Is he coming back? Okay. All right, let's get Victory back in formation. The helicopter outran the missile shot. Yeah. What can you do? But the 2 ships that we sank so far are very capable, so we've significantly weakened the Russian fleet here. And we're driving into our own sonar buoy field, so submarines, while still a threat, are not an immediate threat. I can start to walk this line of buoys to the west, but not until I take out this ship here, because I don't know his capabilities. We need a classification on him. How's my airplanes? Let's see if we have any airplanes ready. Probably not yet. It says we do have 4 ready. That's interesting. What about a... you know what? 16 missiles is probably enough. Let's just do it. Let's launch all 4. The A6 is already refueled, so I'm going to get them back up in the air. We'll conduct an attack on this ship here. Whatever it is, we're going to sink it. And then I can move my sonar buoy field closer to the invasion fleet. Since the submarines are not here, apparently, they're probably between the 2 fleets in this area. So we got to get some sensors out there. I don't want to fly my P3 out there until this ship is taken care of. Okay, like I said, it's going to be a minute. That's as much as I can zoom in. But you can see the A6s are coming out of the hangars. Yep. Not much of a taxiway. This is, if you're using the runway as a taxiway, that's not good. Let's see. Shore says, hey, are you going to have a video on Subbrief about Chinese ships colliding with each other? Honestly, I've not even watched the video yet. I don't know why all of a sudden that's shocking everybody. Chinese ships have been colliding, I assume you mean with the Philippines, for years. That's not new. But maybe it's finally made it to, I don't know, mainstream news. I mean, if you guys want me to tell, you could go back and look at the last 10 naval news videos I did showing you video of it happening. Why don't you go watch those? See, Chief Engineer says, is there a mod that contains nuclear escalation option? Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked at the mod scene for this game since they came out with the campaign. We've been playing this campaign every week for over a month now. So I don't know what mods are out there for it. There are a lot of mods for this game, though. But correct me, though, going back to Mr. Shore Party asking the question about these Chinese ships. Are you saying 2 Chinese ships collided with each other? Because they haven't done that yet. That's new, if that's the case. But the video and the stories that I saw on the naval news channels that I follow, like USNI News, and there's literally a website called navalnews.com, very good source of news. They both had video, and it looked old to me, of Chinese colliding with Philippine ship. But the problem is there's only so many different ways you can do that collision. And I've seen enough videos over the past 5 years, 10 years now, I guess, maybe, where I begin to look at new video going, wow, I remember that from way back when. So it could be a new video. Yeah. I was upset about that 8 years ago and nobody else was. Now everybody else is upset and they're asking me why I'm not making videos about it. Weird. I only say that because it's not Shore Party. It's Shore Party, and every time I'm online, I get asked that question. So Shore Party was just keeping the tradition going, which I appreciate. All right, we're going to drive our SAG, Surface Action Group, north. I'm just trying to head off the, without driving directly towards the invasion fleet, because we don't need to. Because I believe that's a trap. To intercept this fleet with our fleet will drive us right into Russian submarines, Soviet submarines. So we're going to drive north instead. That's the plan, man.
Air. Contact detected.
All right, Joker Flight 4. Are they up? Yes, they are. All right, on station. All right, so these guys right here, 4 flight, they have harpoons on board. And we are going to take them as 1 to right about here.
Roger. Turn 2, 4, 6.
Now, normally you could send them to 10,000 feet, save some gas.
Hostile helo.
These guys have so much range, they don't need to do that. Let's make sure. Yeah, we're on YouTube. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Yeah, Chinese. Yeah, Coast Guard and a Chinese destroyer hit each other. Right. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Hold on. A Chinese Coast Guard ship hit a Chinese destroyer. Okay. Okay. That's new. They haven't done that yet until now, I guess. You're absolutely right. Okay. I should watch that video then. I wonder why. I guess everyone's assuming it's an accident. I'm assuming that maybe it's rebellion because China's in a bad state right now, and it won't be long before the military turns on themselves. That's I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen, but it's definitely an option. It's a card in the deck. Yeah, it's on my bingo sheet for this year and next year until it happens. Military coup in China is not off the table, folks. Oh, why did Diamond Flight not land? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and RTB this guy.
Roger. RTB.
As far as videos go, we do have one in the can coming out soon. I hope it comes out this week. It doesn't talk about that, though, just to give you guys, I don't want to give you false pretense. The video that's coming out talks about July Storm. The Russian war game, I got a lot of really good footage from the Russian point of view. Russian sailors with Russian cameras recording themselves at sea doing war games. And a lot of the MOD, which is Russia's Ministry of Defense source videos. I got a couple minutes of those. And I put them together in a video and I explain what's going on. All that's coming out soon. Probably this week. I'm hoping by Friday. I don't have anything in the can after that. There's gonna be a dry spell of videos. Like the next video that comes out, it's probably gonna be a sub brief about what are we doing? I think we're doing North Korean ships now. I'll have to ask Tayfon. Tayfon's writing these, and I'm checked out. I don't even pay attention anymore. Because I got a lot of things going on. I'll have to ask him what he's writing. My focus right now is China. I've got every ounce of energy in my brain trying to figure out China. I know Hainan Island better than Chinese do. I know where all their air vents are for their underground facility. I know how you're going to blow the cover off one and then put one down the pipe, just like we did with Iran was a test run for what we're going to do to Hainan Island. I probably shouldn't say that. All right. Delete the last 10 seconds of this video. Hainan Island's going to go away. Unless China changes course. That's where every bit of my attention's been. There's a sub base down there that if we have to, we'll just take it out. And taking it out's not going to be easy because it's under a mountain. A lot of Pacific islands, imagine it's two here, are mountainous islands. And they dug a hole. I guess it was a natural cave. And they dug it out. China did many, many years ago. This is not new. And made it into a naval port where they can put their little submarines in it inside this mountain. Rearm, reload, do whatever they want to do with it. They got ballistic missiles operate out of there. Nuclear submarines out of there. Tactical nuclear submarines. The Yan class operates out of there as well. I mean, it's a major naval base. And we got to take it out. Yeah. And so that's been my focus since like March. Yeah. All right, let's get, we're kind of waiting on Joker Flight to get on station. Oh, here we go. This, the bravest helicopter in the Soviet Naval Air Force. Oh my gosh, I hate this new system.
Engaging track 7, 2, 5.
All right, so this guy here, he's just basically, we don't even have a video of him. But this helicopter down here, he's making a mad dash for the direction of our radars. He can see our radars. He's got a bearing anyway, but he can't see us. So he's trying to close in. He's at 1,000 feet, trying to get a position on us so that they can reattack. Whoever this is right here probably can reattack. The funny thing about Hainan Island is that there is a resort that if you're a tourist and you're visiting China, that you can stay at with a waterfront beach hotel with a balcony, and you can look right at the naval base I'm talking about. Yeah. Like every spy in the CIA probably has an Airbnb booked there, you know. Hell, it's probably a timeshare for the NSA, you know. They're like, hey, Bob, you taking a week off? Why don't you go to Hainan? On us. You know, take some pictures, bring them back. Yeah. There's a hotel, looks right at the underwater entrance, the waterfront with all the piers. You can see everything. Yeah. They should have sent me there. I'll take a free trip. Yeah.
Roger, turn 2.
Now, if I ever went to China, they would not let me leave. That's for sure. China and Russia, two countries I can never visit. Well, I can. I just can't come back, you know. They'll be like, hey, listen. You want to have a chat? Why don't you come into this room here? I'm like, oh, Jesus. Yeah. It was actually a nice move by the Philippines. Yeah. Two Chinese ships were harassing. Oh, I see what happened. Thank you, Michael. I haven't even watched the video yet. I will watch this video. I wish the people recommending this video had made it clear to me for weeks. This is about 2 weeks now this happened, right? Everybody that told me the Chinese ships collided with a Coast Guard ship never said it was a Chinese Coast Guard ship until today. That changes everything. So they were harassing a Philippine Coast Guard ship, as they do, and then they collided with each other. That's funny. Okay. It's about time that happened. Yeah. Those guys are always being jerks to the poor Philippines. I feel bad for the Philippine ships. They're just out there doing their Coast Guard stuff, trying to protect their fisheries. The reason why they're out there is because the Philippines need to fish in their own waters, right? China comes along, wants to be a jerk. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for finally cluing in. The streamer that reads half the messages that are sent and understands less than that. I wonder how many subscribers I lost over the last 2 weeks going, he was not listening to me. Probably a lot. Oh, geez. Yeah. Anyway. So if we bomb Hainan Island in the future, I'm taking credit for some of that. I can't take credit for anything in Iran, though. That had nothing to do with me. Hey, where'd our target go? Who's not doing their job besides me, not reading the chat? Hold on. Did we lose our Mad Fox? Mad Fox is here. His radar is on. What the hell? Okay, they're back now. Listen, this isn't... Okay. Dear Triassic Games, the surface search radar on the P3 is omnidirectional. You don't need to gain and fade contacts. Oh, wow. They got a Cresta and a Cara. Ooh. All right. Well, you know, we could just drive in there with guns and just gun these guys down. Yeah. We might be able to outgun this ship. Because it's an air defense cruiser. It's not designed for a gunfight. I think we could overmatch that one. Anywho. What would really be cool, and the percentage of this is pretty low, but some kind of military coup in China would change everything. Even if it was not successful, especially if it was not successful. Holy cow. Yeah. That's the timeline I'm cheering for, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's pretty unlikely. All right, let's do it. I'm going to find this dumb order. There's got to be a way you can tell a flight to attack. There's no way they took that off the menu. But it appears they did. You can turn on sensors for the whole flight. You can change course and speed for the whole flight and altitude. But you can't attack. I can change formation. I can say weapons free, but that's not the same thing. That's very different, actually. Okay. Whatever. I don't know why they did that. They make decisions, and I just play the game. So now if I want the whole wing to attack, I got to go to the lead flight specifically and tell him to shoot as many missiles as I want, or as many as the flight wing has, which is what I just did. I mean, if that's the new way to do it, I suppose that's how I'll do it. But they've made it harder. They've buried that command under a menu where it used to be at the top, where you didn't have to go into a menu to get to it. Why? And you replaced it with something called spacing, which is important, but not as important as conducting the attack itself. Yeah, I don't know. User interface design is very difficult and complicated, and I don't understand it. But that one doesn't make sense to me. Woo. All right, let's get up in here. Let's watch our harpoon missiles do their job. These guys probably read chat. This guy does not. And when he does, he misunderstands it half the time. That's okay. Longtime viewers already know this. They've already adjusted. They're like, listen, that's him. Guys, I have a public-facing email address. If I'm missing your important chat message about Chinese Coast Guard ships hitting each other, send me an email. I check email twice a day, in the morning and at night. I will see it during those two. Yeah. What channel is this streaming on YouTube? Oh, this is Sonar and Steel YouTube channel. I have 3 YouTube channels because I'm a maniac. I have the Subbrief YouTube channel that everybody pretty much knows about. That's where Tefon does all the work, and I publish. Tefon, by the way, is Tefon Osbrecht, and I hope I'm saying his name right. I'm terrible at pronouncing it. He's our lead writer. He writes the lectures that I read onto the Subbriefs channel. And then we have James. James does all the artwork. So give these guys some credit. We have lots of people that work behind the scenes too. They don't want their names out there, which I don't blame them. So, but those two guys, public facing, Typhon or Typhoon, I think is the proper pronunciation, writes everything. I have final edit on the script for what that's worth. James does all the art, and then I do all the editing and recording. That's why every mistake that's in a Subbrief is my fault, because I have the final approval. And I also did the final edit, which means I've seen the mistake at least twice, because I made the mistake and then I saw it in editing. Yeah. And then, okay, so Subbrief, that's one channel. Second channel, Jive Turkey, been around for years. Everyone knows Jive Turkey, that's me. And then Sonar and Steel came up through, I had a glitch, honestly, with my Gmail address for the Jive Turkey channel. I couldn't control it. Like, if they sent me an email, it didn't come to me. That was a problem. So I started this channel, Sonar and Steel, because I thought Jive Turkey was gone. I was never going to be able to update it again. And within about a month, Google and we worked it out. Oh, jeez. I'm underwater. Get me out of here. Oh, much better. Much better. How's a Crusta? Oh, no. Not a Crusta. Sovereign. Sovereign. That's a badass ship. Okay. Remember how I said I could outgun the Cresta 2 and the Kara? I cannot outgun the Sovereign. Sovereign is designed to get into a gunfight. That's why he's hauling ass trying to close range, because he's got lots of guns. Lots of big guns. Turret here on top. Also, these missiles here, SSN-22 Sunburn anti-ship missiles, will wreck your world. They are very fast, medium range anti-ship missiles. And they sea-skim the entire flight. There's no cruise mode, so it is likely that the first time you know that you're even being attacked is when they're 20 nautical miles from you, maybe 15, and they're doing 10 feet off the water, greater than the speed of sound. That's that missile. It's a nightmare. Nightmare missile. And then he's got more guns in the back. I mean, this guy, he wants to get in a fight. I love the Sovereign for just its aggression. The guys that designed this were like, yeah, eventually everyone's going to run out of missiles and we're going to have to win. They built the Sovereign. The Soviet Union did. Very good ship when it's a gunfight. Or even a close-in missile fight because of the Sunburn missiles, but it only carries 8 of those, which is enough to do the job, by the way, for one ship. You put 8 Sunburns against Ticonderoga by itself, you're probably going to get a hit. You're likely to get a hit. Okay, so we're going to remove our range circle. We probably still have a contact down here that we don't know about. So I'm just going to move this, if it lets me. Is it going to let me move this anchor point here? There it goes. I think somewhere on that black line there's another ship. Either that or it's a submarine launching helicopters, and that don't make any sense. All right, so Joker Flight's RTBing. What's our fuel state? All right, fuel state's good. Mad Fox is good. You know what? There can't be a ship there. We would see him on Mad Fox's radar. So I don't know what's going on. All right, let's start moving our sonar buoy line to the west. We're going to start with a yes. We'll do this. Right about here. Just move all these up. Yeah, so Hainan Island's really interesting. We'll see what happens with that. China has no idea what they're walking into if they want to pick a fight with us. I don't think they do. That's the thing. Everyone's assuming they do because they kind of act like it, but I don't really think they do. I think it's a lot of bluster. But if they do pick a fight and they get in a fight with us, they're in for a hell of a shock. All right. Let's see. Be honest. I'm missing torpedo beats so much. I know, buddy. I know. Everybody in the, and this doesn't upset me. I'm not complaining. A lot of people are asking for me to play Cold Waters again. I'm afraid if I do that, you will be greatly disappointed. So I'd rather you have the memories of the fun times rather than going back to the fun times. It's like Disney World. Disney World, when you're 7 years old and you're a little girl and you want to be a princess, it's magical. Whenever you're 27 years old and you're a grown up and you go back, it's not quite as magical. That's kind of how Cold Waters is. It's a great game, though. And if you don't have it, you should try it. It's for sale on Steam. They should give me a discount code to give to you guys. That's what they should do. You know what's funny is I email Triassic Game email. I talk to them on Discord occasionally. Maybe I'll ask them if they want to do that. I wouldn't mind saving people money. Yeah. I wouldn't mind that at all. Cold Waters has been out so long. I think it's even on GOG now. I think. GOG, if you can buy a game on GOG, I would do it there because that GOG is kind of like a game vault where games on GOG are going to be available to you forever. You can download the actual files and save them on like your hard drives, thumb drives, wherever they fit, and they're installable and executable from storage, your storage. Yeah. So there's a big thing going on now. It's been going on for, I think, over a year was when I first heard about it from a guy I follow online. And it's become known as Stop Killing Games. I don't think that was its original name, but that's kind of what it's been known as. GOG has been Stop Killing Games since their inception. That's kind of their purpose. And that was easy to do with games from the 90s. Where they started with those old games because those were on CD-ROM. They just took off the copy protection with permission from the publishers that made the game back then, of course. It's all legal. And then resold the game for those publishers. Those publishers had a new source of income. So it was good for everybody. And if you bought a game on GOG, I forget what GOG, it's Good Old Games. That's what GOG stands for. That's yours forever as long as you have a copy of it. If you ever lose your copy, you can download it again. But, you know, if the website GOG ever went away, you would still have your copy as long as you kept it, right? So that's become more and more of an important thing now, especially with modern games. And more modern games are being cataloged and available for purchase on GOG. So I always check Steam first because that's where most of my games are. But as soon as games become available on GOG, I buy them over there so I know I have a permanent copy forever. And there's some games that will never be on GOG because by design, they're designed to not be like that. And one of which I'm beginning to think is Civilization 5. For those of you that are into video games and strategic games, you know the Civilization series by Sid Meier and Firaxis and those guys. They make great games. But Civ 5 was designed to use Steam as its copy protection. And the downside of that is that because it's integrated into Steam, it can never be sold on a different platform. You know, well, they would have to re-engineer a lot of the code, I suppose, to change the copy protection, right? And the thing with GOG is you don't have copy protection at all. So I don't know if Civilization 5 will ever be on GOG because of that purpose. And that's the reason why a lot of modern games will never be over there either. Is they simply are not written from the kernel of the software program up to ever be free. Or, yeah, DRM free. Digital rights management free. Yeah. See this helicopter down here? He's going to land. I expect him to land. No, maybe not. Okay. Yeah, so the Admiral has a ghost ship to the south that he's convinced himself is down there.
Track 7262 is classified. Hostile helo.
I want to shoot down these helos, but they're a little bit too far away. This guy's almost close enough where I can get him. If he doesn't turn around. Oh. All right, there he is. Get him. Fox 3, yeah. Splash track. That's right.
5, 6.
What's our speed? Let's slow back down to another sonar search as best we can in these conditions.
Head 1/3.
So I'm gonna have the fleet go to head 1/3 for we'll do a 15-minute search. We don't even need to do that long, like 10 minutes. Let's check our air wing status. I know we lost one plane already. Everybody's refueling, rearming, yeah. F-14s. Do we have any bomb cats? No bomb cats. All right, let's send up a relief flight here. I'll get 2 more F-14s out there to accompany Victory Flight 5. Where's my P3 at? There he is. Okay, now let's string some active sonar buoys together here.
Confirmed.
Oh, shoot. Crap. I didn't mean to put that many down at once. Yeah, let's delete some of these. That's way too many active sonar buoys. These things are expensive. Can't be throwing this many out there.
Track 7263
There we go.
is classified. Hostile helo.
Hostile helo, okay. What's the fuel state here? Oh, you guys got plenty of fuel. All right, so I'm going to move Victory Flight 5 up to here.
Roger. Turn 286.
And Victory Flight 1s, make sure they're off the deck. This is our new combat air patrol. We'll put these guys on bar cap. Speeding up some time here. All right, they're both on station. Let's get them up to 20,000 feet.
Roger. Go to altitude.
And move them out here.
Turn 248.
So my main concern now, honestly, is not the invasion fleet. It's the submarines. I'm very concerned about not knowing where they're at. Yep. Oh, hey, thanks for resubbing there, Chief Engineer on Twitch. I appreciate that. And the bits, too. Loki, thanks for the follow. Yeah. Can't wait for Coldwater stream number 900. Oh, that's right. We did number them. Do we start over? Man, because so here's the deal. I'll tell you guys how to take advantage of me. I am so obsessive, compulsive, that if I start numbering them, I won't be able to stop. That's how you get me. You'd be like, yep. And then you start with number 2 just to really irk me. Because you'll never get a number 1 if you do that. There is so much demand for me to play that silly game. I should do it. I mean, honestly, just to be kind. Not even for any kind of other reason. All right. Yeah. I need to reinstall it and maybe play it once or twice because it's been a minute since I've even touched that game. But, you know, whenever the crowd demands circuses, Caesar must oblige. Look at me comparing myself to Caesar. This guy's arrogant. How dare he? All right. I'm playing with my toy airplanes. None of them are ready. Refuel faster. We have ships to sink. This would really help if we found a submarine. Please. That's right. Drop them buoys. Find my sub. While this P3 reloads, refuels, I'll use my helicopters to look for the sub. I believe the sub is somewhere. Let's reposition this thing. If it lets me grab it, there we go. Somewhere in this black line. The submarines are in there. That's a 40 nautical mile wide barrier that we're going to search up and down over and over again until we find the subs. Okay. Now, Victory Flight 1, these guys don't have the radars on because they're knuckleheads. So let's turn them on. Here, I mean, the moment I even say something about cold waters on the schedule, that's going to be clipped and replayed to me over and over again, so I'm not going to say it. All right, we're going to move west. Let's start thinking about taking these guys out. Flight deck. Yay, they're finally ready. We do have one A7. There's really nothing I can do with him. Who else do we have? F-14s, okay. If we had one more P3, we could maintain a continuous P3 presence overhead. All right, is he done? Yeah, he's done. He's loitering now. We can do one more line of buoys. Let's go ahead and do it. And then we'll send him out to be refueled.
Roger that.
So let's go north to south this time. How many do we have? We have 9, right? All right. So this is a passive line of buoys here. We have 16 harpoons remaining, and then however many flights from the aircraft we can get, which is probably infinite at this point. Something they should consider doing whenever they get closer to finishing the game is put ammo limits on the air bases, because a big part of modern warfare is depot depth. You know, we don't have infinite number of missiles. That's a big concern right now for the United States. We gave so much ammunition to Ukraine that we can barely, maintain our own positions, much less fight a war. The burn rate of ammunition, modern warfare, much higher than anyone estimated by a factor of more than 2. Different estimates vary, but everybody got it wrong by over 100%. Everybody. And I'm talking like Naval War College, everybody. There isn't somebody out there that got it right. And I don't know why. Maybe that was, budget motivated, saying, hey, we don't need that many. Don't spend that much money because weapons don't last forever. You do need to destroy them after a certain amount of time. So you could actually hurt yourself by buying too many weapons, trying to maintain them, and then never having to use them. Or worse, finding a reason to use them. Yeah, for no reason. I'm not even going to go there. Not even going to do that. All right, so we've turned our fleet to the west now. We're still going slow. Still doing that ASW search. We're going to knock out the Cresta 2. I'm curious if I can knock out the Care and the Crest at the same time. You usually don't want to split your attack, especially against 2 air defense cruisers. But I could probably get away with it. Or it could be a complete failure. This will be a good test. And here's the thing. Even if it succeeds, it won't really mean anything. But I would like to have a data point on whether or not I can split the attack on 2 air defense cruisers with 16 harpoons. We have no data, so let's get the data. And we'll see what happens with China. That's one of those things I've just been watching, like I told you, for a long time now. Hey, Kermie, welcome to it. No, there's not been any war crimes today, thankfully. Yeah. You guys cheer for war crimes, so it's so funny. Yes! We found him! We found him! We gotcha. Okay. What's the range of the day? I don't know. I'm pausing the game because we need this range right now. This is our detection range. Is less than 12 nautical miles. Greater than 10 nautical miles. So between 10 and 12 is our passive sonar range. What's his depth? Okay. Drop an active sonar buoy below the layer on him. Oh, this might be a whale. Shoot. Whoops. Oh, well. Whale's going to get a Mark 46. He's going to get a buddy. Let's scramble a helicopter. Let's scramble both of them. How fast is our whale swimming? A 20-knot whale? I don't think so. You know what's funny? We had a 20-knot whale in the GIUK gap. That was mission 2. Mission 3. Mission 3 had a 20-knot whale, which is dumb. They're not that fast. Or I'm misremembering. One or the other. We're going to verify this one. This might be a whale. So an initial detection on any submarine or any submerged target, you immediately want to get the range. And you want to get it at time of detection, not 10 minutes later, because that doesn't really help you. Okay, we're waiting on assets to get over.
265 is classified. Buoy away.
Yeah, he's doing 20 knots. Okay, Joker flight. They're almost on station. I drove them to that point for a very specific reason. Let's tweak this position a little bit. Yeah, right about there. Okay. I want them to get right there specifically.
On station.
So I don't have any more passive sonar buoys, which is why we got these chuckle faces.
Roger. Turn 261.
Of course, our fleet's driving right at them.
Roger. Turn 254.
We should turn our fleet north a little bit.
Roger. Turn.
Don't drive into the maws of a submarine, okay? That's job 1.
Roger. Turn 250.
Now keep in mind, these submarines have cruise missiles too. It's not just torpedoes, right? This isn't World War II.
Roger. Turn 0.
All right, Joker flight. You guys. Yep. Do a salvo of 8 on Cresta 2.
Engaging track 7003.
Oops.
Salvo fire.
Trying to get to you.
Whip it away.
Okay, we're going to pause, and you're going to do salvo fire on, wow, Kara. Kara.
Engage track 715.
And you're going to do
Salvo fire.
salvo 4 on Kara.
Engaging track 7158. Whip it away. Roger, RTB.
Okay, those two are peeling off. These two are firing. That's close enough. So what I've done was I split this attack that would normally go after one ship onto two different ships. We'll see if we get any hits. That's just a little... We had an opportunity to do that. I figured we'd do it. We're also waiting on our helicopters to get in. I was about to take the P3 that just detected the submarine and send him home for refuel, but he's the only asset overhead of a submarine. It says semi-small. Yeah, this could be a... it's slowing down to 10 knots. Yeah, it could be an animal. All right, let's do Victory Flight 1. Let's grab you guys. Take out that helicopter again.
Engaging track 7266. On station.
Who's on station? Not you guys. Okay. We'll just watch this guy. He's running right into our buoy line, so that's good for us. See if this missile hits anything. It's nosing over on a helicopter right now. A madcap. Yeah, that's right, Angie. Admit it, you're dying to press the emit active sonar button again. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was lame. Shoot him again.
Engage track 7266. Fox 3.
There he goes. Look at that. Get some. Yeah, that's the thing about playing Cold Waters is it brings back all those memories, usually of dumb mistakes I made underway. I made a ton of mistakes in the Navy. Let me tell you what. Anybody that served with me can, they probably remember more than I do, to be honest, anymore. You know what's funny is I've reconnected with a lot of people I served with. Almost 40 years ago. Jesus. It's getting to be so long. It's not quite 40 yet, but it's getting there. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, so we're reconnecting. Well, probably, I imagine a lot of the submarines I was on have been decommissioned. They don't even exist anymore. But the crews can still do events, I'm sure. Maybe we'll do like I don't know what you want to call it, some kind of anniversary event. Now, this guy's doing 5 knots. See, going from 20 knots to 5 knots, if he's changing depth, which he is, that's submarine behavior. But it's also a whale coming up for a breath of air. So, you don't really know. So what I'm thinking is he going to surface? Like, if he comes up to periscope depth, what's his depth right now? Oh, he's going back down again. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Who knows what it is? Once we get the helicopters overhead, I'm going to relieve the P3. He's going to go back and get a bunch more sonar buoys from the base. Let's watch the attack. Looks like Cresta 2 is going to get hit first. I've timed this so that the Cresta 2 and the Kara gets hit at right about the same time. And this is interesting that missile is going to defend the Kara. He's not defending himself, so he must not see these missiles. That is very odd. Now the point defense is kicking in. Yeah. Here we go. Look at that gun. This is not fast forward. This is real time. That's a hell of a 2, 3, 4 hits. Half of them hit. And this is the Kara. This is the big girl. I believe the Cresta 2 is on the same hull. But the Kara is like... This is a real warship right here, folks. These harpoons missed and reacquired a different target. Yeah, whenever that happens, you can't expect them to hit anything. Crest 2's dead, and we severely injured this one. Matter of fact, I think she just sank as well. Yeah. So that works. Okay. Now look at this fleet. The fleet's like, uh-oh. Our air defense escort just got wrecked. And they're all turning away, so therefore I'm calling them all hostile. All right, so once we sink this submarine, we're going to push west, or at least push to this line. Hopefully by then we'll have a P3 with some sonar buoys on board. What I'm going to do is create a corridor for our fleet to pass through, and I'll mark it on the map for us. And ideally the corridor would be sonar range times 2. So sonar range we said was, I'll round up and say 12 nautical miles. So 24 nautical miles between the two. So that is, I'm just going to do an estimate. That's 10 and 10. It's about 20 nautical miles. That's fine. You can underestimate. Just don't overestimate. So I'm going to clean out this body of water and run into them. That's our approach. I'm going to drive this fleet, after we sink the submarine, through that corridor. I may push the northern boundary farther north because that's the transit, that's the line they're taking. All right. So we got, a bunch of ASW helicopters hauling butt. Everyone's trying to get first shot on this guy. We got to classify them first, okay? I mean, it still may be a whale. Whales can stay submerged. They can hold their breath a long time. Yeah. Chief Engineer says, when I was so sad when I saw the ships I served on being scrapped. Yeah. I know. It's tough to watch. And I really, well, I mean, we all know it's going to happen, right? But the last ship, is Pittsburgh scrapped? I was on the Pittsburgh as well. Pittsburgh might still be in service. Can someone look that up? She's a Flight 2. They probably got rid of all the Flight 2s. Flight 2s were kind of a problem child. A Flight 2 was a modified Flight 1. A Flight 2, for the most part, I don't know if this is all of them, but for the most part was either being assembled in an assembly building or had just been commissioned as a Flight 1, and then they put them back in the assembly building to put VLS on them. Called it Flight 2. And that's what the Pittsburgh was. Pittsburgh was originally a Flight 1, and then they decided to put the VLS on her. 12? I think it was 12 VLS, yeah. 12 VLS tubes on the bow, along with the torpedo tubes. And it messed that ship up so much. That modification, we made it work. Every Flight 2 688 made it work. But it only worked because of the engineering people were on top of their math. So give them credit, of course. But then the dive and drive team, diving officer, chief of the watch, helmsman, plainsman, those 4 guys had to work together to keep that ship under control because she was all cattywampus out of balance. But she was in balance enough to operate. And they operated for decades. So I don't want to make it sound worse than it was. But when I compared the Flight 1 that didn't have VLS to the Flight 2, I preferred the Flight 1. Flight 1 fast as hell. You get on a Flight 1, you're getting across the Atlantic in a short amount of time. Not as fast with the Flight 3, for instance. Flight 1's fast. My first boat was Flight 1. We moved. That propeller could spin, bro. And she was light because we didn't have VLS and all those heavy-ass Tomahawks. Light and fast equals speed. And pretty quiet for a fast boat. Yeah. Once I got on the Trident, I learned what quiet was. I was like, holy shit. The Tridents are an acoustic shadow. You look for them by looking where there's no noise. And then you probably there. Our Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines, extremely quiet. That's all I'll say about that. So this guy's starting to act more like an animal because he's not like transiting anywhere. He's kind of like doing circles and random course changes. So I'm becoming more and more convinced we found ourselves a whale. But it doesn't change the plan. Our direction of advance is that corridor still. I am going to have to move this northern boundary up for sure. But I'll just bring the southern boundary up. I'll make it, it's going to be 20 miles. It's just where will that 20 mile be? I don't know. All right. Once we get sonar buoys in the water, we'll relieve the P3. Almost there. I'm super impressed with all the people at General Dynamics Electric Boat and everyone else involved with designing the Ohio-class ballistic missile submarine in the 1980s, 70s, designing it, and then in the 1980s building it. Maybe the 70s for sure. They did such a great job. That is a very good boat. Everything is sound isolated, including the crew, which is hard to do. We talk a lot. We make some noise. But they thought about that when they designed her. They're like, the crew sometimes will mess up and make noise, therefore add these boundaries. And that thing is a ghost. Anybody out there that's ever tried it, and there's not many of those people, they will know exactly what I'm talking about. There's people in the U.S. Navy that's never tracked a Ohio class because she's that quiet. Those things are pretty incredible. And we had that ability in the 70s. Like what we're building today is off the chain. This is why China is going to get a hell of a wake up call if stuff happens with them. I don't want to sit here and beat the drum or anything, but we're not the Navy we were in the 80s. We're a hell of a lot better. A lot better. As far as submarines go. We will wreck them. And I'll just leave it. I don't want to just keep repeating that over and over again. I think they know that too, which is why things won't happen. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find my sonar buoys. Are you kidding me? Okay, whatever. They've changed the interface so much that I've like lost the plot. Is he shallow or deep? What is he? He is right at the layer. He's right under the layer. So he's hanging out in the shadow zone. That is a tactic. So he might be a submarine. Let's find out. Let's put a passive sonar buoy below the layer right here.
On station.
And we'll listen to what frequencies he has and whether or not he's playing rock and roll. Or is he playing Russian? Is it Vavnik music? I don't know. Let's see what kind of music he's listening to. Victor 3, kill him. That was quick.
Whip it away. Roger, RTB. Engaging track 726.
P3 has a lot of weapons. We're going to drop them before they rearm and reload. All right, so we got 2 torpedoes. These are Mark 46s. Not fancy, but they do the job. They wouldn't normally be this close together.
On station.
All right, looks like they both went after the same target. Doesn't mean it's a submarine. Could be a noisemaker. There's our sub right there. Looks like a good course to me.
Buoy away.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the other thing about playing in streaming cold waters, which is fun, is I get to tell all those old stories again, and almost all of them are me messing something up, which is a lot of fun to make fun of me about, which I don't mind, by the way. It's a little bit embarrassing, but it's also funny. Yeah, this is Victor 3. Very good nuclear submarine. Basically, the Soviet answer to the 688. My opinion, not comparable. I tracked a lot of these in my day. A lot. These things were never as good or as quiet as the Soviets thought they were. Or they didn't care. Because with the Soviets, you never know. Oh, he just blew ballast tanks. He's flooding out. Oh, no, that's a noisemaker. Never mind. Just that noisemaker he ejected didn't go anywhere. He's sinking out. Yeah, this pod on the back is a lot bigger than it looks. There's a tow array handling system in there. I'm talking about the whole capstan with all the cable, hundreds of yards, a winch. Hope she gets paid a lot of money, and then the motor that pulls it in and out, also part of the winch. All right, so he's trying. He maintained or managed to get some positive buoyancy. He's coming up. All right, let's send the P3 home. He's earned his pay. Good job, boys. Go get some more sonar buoys so we can find more submarines. There you go, RTB. All right, let's see what he does. No. There we go. Where's our sub at? He's in the mess of all these sonar. Is he sinking out? No, he's still coming up. So the unwritten rule, or I don't know if this is written down anywhere, but so if a damaged submarine in time of war comes to the surface, he's doing it to evacuate his crew. It's basically surrendering. So whenever I play this game, if a submarine like this, if he makes it to the surface, I won't shoot him. Oh, no, he just lost depth control. He's sinking fast now. All right, he's doomed. Yeah, unless he gets propulsion back, he's doomed. Wow, how creepy is that? It's getting darker. Yeah. Ugh. It's like triggering PTSD here. I can't watch this. Oh, let's go back to something happy. Ah, there we go. My helicopter. Happy little helicopter. All right, Victor 3's toast. Good job, boys. Let's set up another line of buoys. Find that new sub. So the nice thing about having a corridor now is you don't have to use as many sonar buoys. What's the range on that circle? 30 nautical miles? Okay. I can't have my helicopters go too far. Close to that black circle that we have to the west there. Rotate things around here. I'm going to move the corridor line up a little bit. Okay. Let's move you up to here. We are going to keep it between the lines. Oh crap, going the wrong way. There we go. There we go. All right, let's turn to the west.
Turn to course 273.
We can go ahead and speed up to a head full. I think we have overmatch now, and we're going to finish them off. Didn't mean to do that, but okay, we'll make it work. Just want 3. These are active sonar buoys. You don't need nearly as many. Usually. There's some exceptions, but yeah. Let's not get into that. Every time I say anything, I'm like, there's always an exception, you know. Because people will point that out. They'll be like, in the comments, and sometimes it'll be like a year later, somebody watches this video on YouTube. They'll be like, you know, there's this. And I'm like, I know. Yeah. Hush. Enjoy the video. Like and subscribe. You're telling me like I don't know. I'm the one that told you. Anyhow. Uh-oh. About to lose Victory Flight 5 to a SAM. Come on, buddy. Get out of here. I let them get way too close to the sun. Yeah, there's the Sovereignty. Crap. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're not ready for that. The Sovereignty will kick our rear end for sure. Let's see how close to weapons range we are here. Oh, not yet. Okay, I got excited just for a second. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drive the fleet to within harpoon range, and we're going to remove the Sovereignty from the board. Okay. Chief Engineer says Pittsburgh was officially deactivated on 17th of January 2020. Okay. I'm not surprised. Like I said, all the Flight 2s were difficult to manage because of that dumb VLS mod they put on them, making it a Flight 2. You know. Puget Sound, yeah, sad. So everything I've been on, except I was assigned. I did a 5-year tour, USS Maine. She's definitely still active, and I was a squadron inspector for what that's worth, which is not much, on the Georgia. Yeah, when the Georgia became the SSGN, I was involved in that program, and what a great program, man. Deciding to put something like 156 or some stupid number of Tomahawks on a submarine is hilarious. Wile E. Coyote level of funny. And it works. We shot that crap into Syria, Iran rather recently. I think Yemen got a little piece of us earlier this year. Like, what a great idea. Yeah. Now, I wish we had better weapons. The Tomahawk, very accurate, very good weapon, but it's also kind of old. They need to update the power plant. There's no reason why our Tomahawks are not at least supersonic. And I know we have hypersonic glide vehicles now, which, by the way, if you didn't know, America's got hypersonic glide vehicles. So it's not like we advertise this stuff, right? Other countries do. China and Russia be like, we got hypersonic weapons. America's like, so do we, bitch. You know, just don't tell you about it. Anyway, I'm saying that the Harpoon and the Tomahawk both could easily be supersonic, not hypersonic, but supersonic. I hope that they do that mod, or if they have, then not told me. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not in the loop anymore, but there's no reason for it to still be a subsonic weapon in today's era. I don't see a reason for it, other than cost, obviously. It'd be expensive, yeah. But, man, money's never stopped us from not doing something. How did I mess up my sonar buoy field so much? Uh-oh. Oh, that's the old sonar buoy field. Okay. Yeah, that's the line we don't need anymore. What we're doing is we're looking to see if there's a second or even a third submarine out there. I don't know. As long as it's not in this corridor, I kind of don't care. But we kind of... we just need to clear this, clean this place out.
On station.
I'm missing a helicopter. We had 4. Oh, there they are. Okay. What are you doing? Okay. What are you doing? Do I have 2 helicopters doing the same thing? I do. Oh my God. Oh, this guy's dropping the active sonar buoys. Okay, everybody's got a job. Yeah. Okay, it's good. I think we finally shot down all the helicopters that it would appear. So let's take Victory Flight 5. He's got to be getting low on fuel. Actually, he's not. Okay, let's leave him there. Okay. He still has 2 long-range missiles, so...
Roger. Turn 187.
How fast are we going? 25 knots. Okay. So we don't want to get within gun range or even sunburn range of the Sovereignty. We're not going to let that happen. Let's take a look at the unit reference. What's the range of the sunburn? I think it's 20 miles. It says, oh wow, it says 48 miles. Much longer than I thought. Much longer. So we don't want to get within 48 nautical miles of him because he will take a shot at us. And it won't take long for those missiles to reach us either. So as soon as he's within range, we're going to shoot. I'm thinking this is an Ivan Rogov here. The semi-large radar return. I think that's one of the invasion ships. I think we've knocked out most of the escort at this point. And probably another submarine out there. Money never stopped us. I know, right? Words we'll never hear from a Royal Navy sailor. Oh, I know. Yeah, the United States, you know us. We have a reputation for overspending on everything. It's so ridiculous. I used to get mad. Now I don't even get mad anymore. I don't accept it. I still resist it, but it's like I'm not in a position to do anything about it. So what can I do? You know, all I can do is I can make a sub-brief video about it once in a while, you know. I'm all over shipbuilding, but here's why you haven't seen a shipbuilding video from me in the last 2 months, basically over the summer, is our new Chief of Naval Operations, Phelim, I think his name is. He seems to be doing a good job from what I can tell, because he's a businessman with a business background, and he's trying to approach it as a business problem, shipbuilding. And the latest idea is to move ship design, the actual drawing on the paper, back to the Bureau of Ships. Take it out of the shipyard's responsibility. So the shipyard, all they do is put hammer on metal and build the ship. There is no design from the shipyard. I think that's a great idea because that's how we used to do it, and it worked. It was not efficient. It was not cheaper. We're not saving money doing it, but at least we built ships, or at least we designed them. And then they were built because there was no question. They were like, this is the design, build this. Shipyard was like, huh, okay. And they did that, you know, and we're going back to that. It will be years before we know if that works. The first ship and submarine that's going to be done in this new way, which was the old way. When I say old, I mean 1960s way method, is going to be DDX. So the next generation Arleigh Burke, whatever they end up calling it, the next destroyer, and the next generation submarine, the one that comes after the Virginia class. Those programs are in very early design phase right now. And I don't even know if anyone's put pen to paper yet. That's how early it is. And so it is planned for those to be designed in-house by the Navy. I don't know why it can't be as simple as that, but for some reason it's not. Because the Chief of Naval Operations, the lead civilian guy for the Navy, said that's the way we're going to do it, apparently is not enough. Other people got to get on board. I don't know who they are. Maybe it's Congress. I don't know. But I know that's what he wants to do, and he's in charge. So, and we should try it. I think it's a good idea. Because that's how we did it in World War II, post-war years. The reason why we got away from that was money. Someone convinced someone else that it would be easier to let the civilian shipyards design and build the ships. Probably the civilian shipyards. Probably them that convinced us to do that. Because they made a lot of money over the past couple decades doing that. And it's gotten to the point to where it's so complex a process involving so many different people, nothing ever gets done. It's just a process that continues. I still don't know if they finished the design on the frigate Constellation class. As I sit here streaming to you, I don't know the answer to that. I know the deadline was in May. There was like no money for next year if they didn't finish the design, which is why I thought the design would be done in May, because they don't design or do anything until you take their money away. I'm talking about the shipyards that build these things, ships and submarines. You start talking about their money, they get productive real damn fast, you know. But I haven't seen any news talking about it being finished.
Roger. Turn 093.
All right, I think we're within range now. Let's take a look here. Hello? Yes, just barely. Let's make sure both weapons, both platforms rather, are in range. Hello, what you got for us? Yes. The funny thing is we have to shoot past one ship to hit another ship, but let's, whatever. It's fine. We don't want to delay anymore because we're almost within sunburn range, and that's going to be a bad day for everybody if they shoot sunburns at us. All right, shoot all 8 harpoons at the Sovereignty.
Bulldog away. Track.
And we're going to watch it on camera. Well, don't you worry about that.
0.
And
Engage. Bulldog away. Track.
all right, here we go.
7160. Bulldog away.
Who are we watching?
Track 71.
All right, we're watching the Texas. This is Texas getting it on. Callahan's doing the same thing to the north. Maybe we can get her in the frame.
Bulldog away. Track. 7.
Where's she at?
60.
All right. The weather's so bad we can't see her apparently.
Bulldog away. Track 7160.
I think that's her right there. She might have already shot her missiles. Yeah. Okay, so that's 16 in the air. I normally wouldn't fly missiles by one ship to hit another ship, but I think this ship is very low priority. I think this is a landing craft, which is a high value target, is the purpose of the mission, but the Sovereignty is keeping us from getting within guns range of this landing ship. And we do need to move Victory Flight 1 out of the way. He's going to get shot down. All right, you boys come back here. So we have a lot of sonar buoys, both active and passive, at alternating depths, above the layer, below the layer here. No subs. So we'll just keep our helicopters overhead in case one pops up. Let's move this helicopter. Actually, we need to have one helicopter on deck ready to go. Let's have him go back and get some fuel. All right, so we have 2, 1, 2. I don't see a third one. All right, so we have 2 being refueled and 2 on station. All right, cool. Let's see. There's always more money. Yeah. Oh, I'm talking about the Nada Frem. Yeah. There's so many jokes. You guys get it. I love this audience. You guys are very educated when it comes to like naval problems, especially with shipbuilding lately. You guys are good. You also keep me honest too. Every time I make a mistake, I definitely hear about it. So I do appreciate that. Don't stop. I'm not complaining about that. Whenever I get something wrong, I need to be reminded, or else I'll make the mistake again, and that would be worse than being corrected. So I do appreciate that. Okay, let's see. A Big Bang Theory. You kids think you are the first contractors to overpromise and underdeliver. We're still waiting for space lasers that Reagan ordered. Yeah, I know. Oh, the Star Wars program. Or I think it was SDI, Space Defense Initiative, I think was the official name, but everyone called it Star Wars. And I think Star Wars, as far as I can tell, it was real, a real plan, but it was never like even funded, right? I don't know if it even got through Congress, but it was very real in like Reagan's mind, you know, or the administration of the time, which was Reagan's administration. Yeah. There's a lot of parallels between that administration in terms of big dreams and the current administration's big dreams. Yeah. There's a lot of parallels. I do like the idea that we have leaders that have big dreams. That's what we want. Dream big and do the best you can, right? I'm okay with that. Okay, Victory Flight 5 is RTB, and I'm going to tell the whole flight to go. These guys have been doing work for most of the scenario. Like the the current issue that I'm sure everyone watching is knowing about is Friday. So 2 days from when this is being live streamed, if you're watching the recording, we're having supposedly, unless something happens, a summit. I think it's in Alaska between the Russian leader and the American leader. And I don't know who else is going to be there discussing the conflict in Ukraine, the war in Ukraine. And I don't know what to expect out of that because not all the players are at the table, right? So maybe it's just going to be a conversation. Everyone's kind of guessing right now as to what's going to come out of that. I don't know if anything can come out of that. And everyone's got their opinion. Everyone's got a wide variety of different possibilities. Mine's pretty narrow and it says nothing. It's like blank. I'm like, we had a meeting. Yeah. That's kind of what I think. I don't know if that's being pessimistic, but I think it's being honest. Yeah. And then secondly, I don't know why that's controversial. I've seen a lot of news people take the perspective of having a meeting with the Russian leader on American soil is controversial. And I think it would be, now that I'm saying it out loud, I just realized this. Doesn't he have a warrant for his arrest by like the International War Crimes Community or something? I don't know what it's called. So we should be. What if the meeting on Friday is to set up the arrest of the Russian leader for turning over to a Geneva War Crimes Court? Maybe that's what's going on. That would be, maybe that's what's happening. We'll find out Friday. And what would the fallout be of arresting the Russian leader? This missile. You didn't do a very good job. You see those explosions down there? Those are the missiles that did their job. That's the solve remedy that I wanted to avoid. This guy, he's pretty badass. Yeah, I'm glad to see that he's on fire. He definitely would have taken out one or more of our ships for sure. In a gunfight. Let me caveat that. All right, he's sunk. I think that's all of our harpoons. I think all we have left is the guns. We can also attack in surface attack mode, our surface-to-air missiles, but those are very short or very small warheads. So it takes a lot of missiles to start a fire that will end up doing most of the damage. But when that's all you got, that's all you got, you know. So we'll wait for our helicopter to land, and then we'll speed up. We're going to race through our sonar buoy field here because this is safe passage. I don't dare move my helicopters any farther west because these chuckle faces will definitely shoot them down. Even if they're landing ships, they do have surface-to-air missiles, probably short range, less than 20 nautical miles, but I don't know for sure. We never got a classification on any of them for some reason. Probably because they don't have fire control radar, or they didn't light it off. This ship right here that we have a radar return on has never lit off a radar himself that identified him to us. Because that's how we're classifying them, by the way. It's not by sonar. It's by we're looking at their radars and we're going, who has those radars? Well, it's either a Cresta, Sovereignty, or a Kara. And that's how we got the rest of them. This guy's being pretty smart in that he's not lighting off any radar that identifies the class of ship he is. But I really think we have 2 ships remaining, and they're probably landing craft. And we're gonna go put some warheads on them. We're just waiting on this chuckle face here to land, and then we're gonna speed up and intercept that fleet. So what we could do here, to make it more realistic, is we could radio those ships and be like, hey, we sank the escorts, we're taking you as a prize, basically have them surrender. Because the problem is they're full of Russian Marines. In times of war, you sink the ship, but you got to at least give them an opportunity to surrender first. That's the right thing to do. Japan never gave us that courtesy in World War II, but this isn't World War II. All right, let's go ahead and erase that marker. So whenever I play scenarios like this, I try to keep in mind modern rules of war, you know, the submarine surfacing being the other one. What's interesting here is let's assume the 2 remaining Russian ships are landing craft ships with no escort. Why are they still closing the beach? Why aren't they running for the hills, running back to Russia? The only other reason, other than it's a game, that they would be doing that is that there is another submarine in here, that they still have some sort of escort that I don't know about. That would be the other reason. But I'm confident to this point, to the edge of the circle here that you see, the black line, on our side, on that side over there, there's no submarines. If there is another submarine, it's somewhere inside that circle. And what's the range of our guns? It's like 12 nautical miles, I think. Texas has what kind of gun? Texas isn't around anymore. Well, the modern Texas is a Virginia class. But back when she was a nuclear-powered cruiser, did she have any gun? She did have the Mark 45 gun, which is what, 5-inch? If I remember correctly. Yeah, 5-inch by 54 Mark 19 gun. Yep. And the range is 12 nautical miles. Yep. All right. So since they're closing on the Aleutian Islands still, we're going to move to intercept. We're just waiting on that helicopter to land there. And then we'll speed up. Actually, we're already doing 25 knots, so. You know what? If we're doing 25 knots, he's never going to land. Let me get back to real time here. Yeah, you see how the helicopter's just staying here? That's because this guy hasn't slowed down yet. So what you have to do is take your fleet and slow the entire fleet down, or at least that ship. But if you don't want the ship to be out of position, slow down the entire fleet. And make him head 1/3. So once the Copeland slows down to a head 1/3, which it should do, I'll tell it manually to do it. There it goes. Now it's slowing down. Now you'll see this helicopter will come in and land. So that's a little bit of a game mechanic that you're going to have to work with when you're playing this game. And it's realistic too. They're not going to land a helicopter at a full bell. There's no reason to. It's probably dangerous. Let's see. Okay, some people were answering the question. Yeah, arresting the Russian leader. Yeah. It says it could be nothing if he isn't the leader when he goes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. What if Russian leader leaves Russia and then the Russian, what's the council called? There's a council that it's like a House of Representatives. It has a name. They could take over and be like, hey, he's out of the country. He's all yours, boys. Yeah, I think now we're like pipe dreaming a little bit, but these are all cards in the deck that I'm talking about. You know, China could have a military coup. It's not likely, but it's a possibility. Yeah. The internal politics of China, I find, are super interesting. Like that country is crazy. Like, you think American politics are crazy? No. Xi Jinping is a psychopath. That man is off the chain. Yeah. And it's hilarious because he does more damage to his own country than we ever could. So when your enemy's making mistakes, you don't interrupt them, you know? Let's see. The only way I see this conflict ending is a coup in Russia. Yeah. That's definitely one way of doing it. Yeah. So we'll see what comes out of Friday. I mean, they're having a chat, right? There's so many things that could happen on Friday. I can't begin to tell you all the possibilities, but those are just some of the wild things that my brain has come up with, you know. This is our little radar plane. I'm going to bring him up a little bit. I don't know why this guy is so stealthy. We have a surface contact here that we literally cannot see. And he's like 40 nautical miles away. Maybe 50. 45, we'll say. And he's transmitting a radar. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Now, yeah, I have no idea what that is, but it could be a submarine at periscope depth transmitting their radar, which would make no sense. But that is one way that that could happen, realistically. Yeah.
Track 7287.
Oh, we finally got a radar return.
Warship.
Good Lord. Uh-oh. I think I know why. His altitude is 21,000 feet. Yeah, I think there's a bug in... Oh, wait. Oh, I'm reading the altitude of the airplane, but I have the Russian selected. Oh, that's interesting. It has their altitude at 21,000 feet. 22 now. But my airplane is the one at 22,000. No, I'm at 19. What? Okay, this is wild. Huh. All right, let's launch another attack on them. Do we have those A6s? Are they refueled yet? I know our air crews are probably exhausted. They're like, stop making us refuel the planes. All right, let's launch all 4 of those. The P3 looks like it's ready, and we can put harpoons on a P3. Sure can. I wonder if they'll still carry sonar buoys if they have harpoons. They might. Because the external launchers for the sonar buoys and the internal ones have nothing to do with the weapons on the wings. So you could have both. Oh, you know what we could do? Let's take the A7, and this is just for fun. This is ridiculous. Take the A7 and do a low flyby on those ships and just see who they are as a recon. Let's do that. So the A7, what kind of weapon will we give them? Let's give them anti-radar weapon. So we'll take out everything but their navigation radar so they can get home if they want to. Well, we're not going to let them go home. We're going to capture them. Okay. Let's mean Joker flight. You guys are in the air, right? Yeah.
Roger. Turn 258.
Yeah, I think there's a bug in the program in the game because these contacts should not be at 20,000 feet and they should not be fading from our radar. We should be tracking these guys solid.
On station.
Let me go and turn on.
Surface search on.
We do have surface search radars on these helicopters.
Surface search on.
So we should have definite solid track right there.
On station.
Okay, where's my P3?
Roger.
Let's bring him to there.
259.
And then Diamond Flight.
Roger. Turn 2.
Now, Diamond Flight does have a gas issue, so I'm going to make him go high. Save some fuel. He doesn't have the range all the other planes have.
Roger. Go to altitude.
But I'll have him do a flyby and
0.
see what happens. We might lose this plane by doing this, but that's all right.
On station.
All right, Joker Flight's ready to shoot. And we're going to shoot depending on the classification of Diamond Flight. So here's our lone spy plane, essentially. This guy's going to be the bravest pilot in the Navy. Let's get him down to the deck. 500 feet.
Roger. Go to altitude 500.
And we're going to put him in Buster, max speed, and put on an air show for those 2 ships and see what they want to do. Maybe they'll get on the horn. Just pretend I just understand half the topics I parachuted into. Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah, you don't have to pretend to understand anything here, man. That's fine. I there's a lot of stuff I don't know, right? Half of which I talk about. Yeah, no, it's fine. And whenever it comes to the Friday meeting, everyone's just speculating. And when I say everyone, I literally mean everyone. I think the president of the United States is speculating as to what might happen. Nobody knows. The only person that knows what the leader of Russia is going to do on Friday will be the leader of Russia Friday morning. He doesn't even know right now. He may think he does. He may have a plan. But whenever he wakes up, that's the thing about Xi Jinping, the leader of China. I can't say his name. I really struggle with that one. All of his advisors that were, and this is going back years. Yeah, he was brought into power in 2012, I think it was. So almost 13 years now. And over the past 13 years, anybody that gave him an alternative suggestion has been purged, disappeared, arrested. Some of them have had accidents and are no longer with us, you know. And so now I don't know of anybody that is telling the leader of China anything other than what he wants to hear. So that's kind of scary because you never know what he's going to do. He's a wild card. And to some extent, Putin is the same way. Maybe Putin did it first because Putin's been around forever. Putin was in the KGB during the Cold War when Gorbachev was in power. Yeah. That's his background. So the thing about Putin is I think that Putin believes he's doing what's in the best interest of Russia. I really think that he thinks that. So I don't sympathize with him at all, but I understand his delusion. And the leader of China kind of fits in that same block. All right, let's turn it up.
Roger.
Hit the burner. We're going to see what this guy wants to do. Do you have a radar? Yeah, turn on your radar.
Surface search on. Radar eye.
I want to see who this is. If this guy turns on a fire control radar, we're going to shoot him. Oh, why can't you do that? Oh, because they don't have a radar on. That's why. So a radar homing missile won't work if they don't have a radar transmitting. That's brilliant. I like that. We could do this. As we drive by, let's drop some CBUs.
Engage track 7.
Okay. We're going to drop some cluster bombs on this guy's promenade, his Lido deck, just to get his attention. A cluster bomb won't do any major damage to a ship. I may set it on fire. That's possible. We'll see what it does. Guns. Yeah, we can do guns. Yeah. Hey, Max Method, thanks for 13 months in a row. Appreciate that. Yeah, they slipped off hotel roofs and stuff. Yeah. Leaders in China and Russia both tend to have accidents. They're the least safe people in those countries. Unfortunately, we have our own set of issues here in the United States where that happens. Sometimes someone's chef is found in a pond. Sometimes somebody has a bad day in Washington, D.C. park and is found ventilated. Sometimes somebody's car crashes for no reason. Mechanically sound car. Yep. We've had those issues happen here too, so don't think we're exempt, guys. We're not. Now, there it is. What kind of boat are we talking about here? So this is a supply ship. That's right.
2, 5, 7.
Turn on your radio, jerk. Oh, wow. Now that's a straight up warship. Oh, shit.
6 going down.
Yeah, that didn't work out. No. Hey, good job bombing the other one. All right, fine. Light them up, boys. Oh, my God.
Engaging track 7, 2, 5, 7. Salvo fire. Engage track 7, 2, 8. Whip it away.
Oh, my God. Where's it at? There it is.
Whip it away. Roger, RTB.
All right. They already got their weapons away. We'll watch the weapons go in, and that should be the end of them. If there's no submarines, that should be the end of the scenario. I may still have to find another submarine. I hope not, because good Lord, Pacific's a big place. Could take a while to find them. Oh, there's the fourth. I was going to make sure there's 4 of them. Yep. So far, we managed to keep all of our A6s. So this was the first ship here that we dropped some cluster bombs on, just to get their attention. Let's see what we got. These guys are out smoking and joking, going, hey, what was that noise? Do you know what I like is that the Rogov here is letting the civilian supply ship take point. It's not very...
On station.
It's not very honorable, sir. So you see here, that's the surface-to-air missiles. Wonder what kind it has. I'm not that familiar with the Rogovs. Let's do some learning, boys. Here we go. Ivan Rogov, landing ship. SAN-4s, I know about these. Surface-to-air missiles, whoops. Close that. 4 nautical miles. SAN-5s. These are the heat-seeking, that's what that is right there. That's the Grail. This is what they have in the Army. I suppose they have the SN4 too as well. Yeah. Okay. We got the AK-726, which is 100 millimeter. What's the size on this one? 76 millimeter, but it's twin cannon. Where's that at? Oh, there it is on the bow. Yeah. Look at that thing. Got some strong point defense. Oh, there's a dude there on a gun or on a... Oh, that's the Grail. Yeah, it's the shoulder-fired missile, but it's in a quad pack, and the guy steers the quad pack. That's wild that they got that in the game. I wish I could put the camera on it better. You can't really see it. This dude is manning a turret, aiming essentially Stinger missiles, but 2 and 2, mounted on each side, and he just aims the thing manually by spinning it. There's no motor involved, and there's no guidance system other than what's on the missile itself. Yeah. And there's one on this side too. Can I get close to that? I can. There you go. Now you can see it. Yeah, it's got 2 essentially Stinger missiles, the Russian version of the Stinger, over each shoulder. And he stands in the middle, and he just spins around and aims it. I think that's what got our boy. Right there. Oh, missiles. Crap. Sorry I missed it. I was enamored with the thing. Oh, wow, that took all of our missiles. They all went after this one, which kind of makes sense. The Harpoon's not very bright. Harpoon just goes after the biggest radar return, which was this. Okay, let's go. I don't know what we can do here. We're going to close range. What's total range here? Obviously, I think we're going to get in a gunfight. That's what this is going to come down to. Let's speed everybody up. Let's close some range. Head flank.
Maneuvering eye.
Better give that order to the whole crew, to the whole formation. Head flank.
Ahead flank. Maneuvering eye.
Okay, we're gonna drop some sonar buoys here.
Roger that.
We're gonna head a little bit north of the line, so. All right, we're gonna close in, and I'm gonna hit them with my sword. We could use our SRMs. Chat's probably screaming that right now.
Buoy away.
Let's take the whole formation and put them weapons free and see what they do.
Buoy away. Buoy away.
Okay, let's do this. Where was the weapons free? Okay, so I can tell them to cease fire. Let's go with weapons free. There we go. Let's see if they start shooting now. Okay. Now I'm just kind of toying with my food, right? This is what this is. All right, let's put 16 missiles on the Rogov. Oh, the Chilkin sank. I suppose it burnt down, yeah.
7287. Salvo fire.
We're just a little bit out of range. Got to close range a little bit.
Buoy away. Roger, RTB. Buoy away. On station. Buoy away.
There he goes. He's turning to fire. Not sure why they do this. Well, there is a firing arc for the rail launchers, I suppose, yeah. That's true.
Dog away.
There it goes.
Track 7287.
Should be 4 salvos of 4 is what I told him to do. So these are directed by these illuminating radars. That's the round dish radars on the bridge, on the superstructure there. So those can only guide one weapon at a time. So you're kind of limited by the illuminating radars. And this is one of the things that held up development of the fire control of the of the Constellation class frigate, is they couldn't decide. The Navy could not decide if they wanted to spend the money on illumination radars or not. Well, if you're going to do this kind of attack, you need illumination radars. When you run out of harpoons, what are you going to do? If you're going to fire the SM-2 missile, it needs a radar illuminating the target, whether it's a ship or an incoming missile or an airplane. Doesn't matter what the target is. It only guides on a radar beam from those radars. And SM-2 is a lot cheaper than SM-6. It's a lot more capable than SM-1. I don't think we use SM-1s anymore, to be honest with you. I think it's all SM-2, 2, 3s, and 6s. So 2 is air defense of all kinds, medium range. I think there's an ER one as well. 3, the SM-3 is for shooting down ballistic missiles. It's a kinetic energy, or it's a kinetic warhead. It actually hits the missile. There's no explosive involved other than kinetic energy. That's the SM-3. SM-6 is like super whammadine space technology missile that definitely has a warhead on it. But it's also $6 million a piece. Super expensive missile. Like, you don't go shooting that at a Ivan Rogov marine carrying ship. You shoot that at a high value target, you know, like a bomber. But we're shooting these SM-2s here. So I'm just curious, does anyone in chat know, and don't guess if you don't know, that's fine, has the design for the Constellation class frigate as of today, August 12th, been approved? Is it a thing? Because I haven't heard anything at all. All right. We did it. We won. We have assessed that all WP forces have been eliminated. So there was, in my case, only one submarine. Something that I would warn you is when you play this game yourself, there is some randomness to the units in these scenarios. So there may be a situation where you have more than one submarine. Don't assume there's only one, because I had one. Okay, Victory Cesar says the Admiral. Send a full report. All right. Let's see what chat says. The SM-3 has some exo-atmospheric intercepts last couple of years from the Red Sea. Yeah, we were shooting down ballistic missiles. That's the purpose of that SM-3. Yep. SM-3 is a great missile. It's just, in my opinion, it's got a very narrow target. It's an important target, but it's very narrow. Okay, decisive victory. We did everything. We did lose 2 A7s, 1 to enemy fire, and 1 because I was goofing around. So that one's on me. We wanted to see if it was a warship, and it was. We lost him. Okay, so we did that mission. I suppose you could play it from the Soviet side if you're a heretic. Let's get. Oh, what happened? Did we win? Okay, honoring heroism. United States Navy Cross. I don't have a Navy Cross. Oh my God. What do I have? I do have meritorious service. No. I don't have that either. No. Okay. Yeah, Navy Cross. That's like right under the Medal of Honor. So that is a very high award. Holy crap. This is the Commandant Edward G. Meyer. Service. Okay, yeah, it's just whatever. Okay, good job. Did we win? That's what I need to know. Is it over? All right. Next Wednesday, we play Part 5, Operation Blockbuster NATO. Remember, we had to choose a path. You can go down the NATO path or the Soviet Union path after Mission 3. So Mission 4 and beyond is this. So we did the NATO path because that's what we do here. Powerful surface action group has been detected approaching the GIUK gap. We're going back to the Atlantic, folks. Take charge of the Eisenhower battle group and destroy a SAG. That's an easy day. We're gonna have an early day next Wednesday for everybody. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching and putting up with my rambling and my ideas. Do you know what's interesting is next time we meet, we'll know what happened on Friday. We'll have some answers, and I bet you nothing. Let's see if I'm wrong. I probably am. I usually am. All right. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Have a great one. Bye. Go home now. Leave. It's over. It's over. Get out of here. What am I? Oh, I'm on camera. Oh, man. What's this do? There we go. Oh, hey. That's the band. That's Voodoo and Doo-Doo jamming out.